Decatur, where the Bulldogs of St. Teresa prepare to take on the Raiders of Central A&M. Seth Hughes Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding's family of dealerships, starts now. It's the St. Teresa Bulldogs right here in Decatur against the Central A&M Raiders. Spencer Davis, Adam Anderson, and Adam, nothing like some October football and nothing like a rivalry late in the season.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like October weather quite yet, but this is definitely a big rivalry, a big game here in Decatur. Beautiful new facility, too. I'm happy to be out here. It's going to be a big one here tonight.
And Adam, keys of the game, presented by Seth Hughes. Seth Hughes, your key to getting a home loan. Adam, what these teams need to do to bring home a win?
First off, for the visiting Raiders of Central A&M, your playoff push starts now. At 2-4, they need to win out. It's as simple as that. The offense has really carried them through the season. I really think they need a few defensive stops, maybe a few turnovers to win the game here tonight. And for the St. Teresa Bulldogs, it's not over yet. You're 1-5. You could win out at 4-5 and sneak in the playoffs. You need a lot of help, but you need a win here tonight. Coach Miller will have the Bulldogs ready to go.
Well, we're going to introduce our third member of the broadcast crew, Sammy St. Jean, who's got your Brant Professional Agriculture field conditions. Sammy?
Hey guys, now I know field conditions when you're on turf, probably pretty simple. Nothing's going to change. I could lay down on it, I could jump on it. It's going to be the same. A little spring in your step, so field conditions very nice and neutral for this game. Weather, it looks pretty good. Very nice temperatures, a light breeze. It's very cloudy, so I do have a little potential rain concern, but as far as our meteorologist tells us, we'll be good to go. So I'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Seth Hughes Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding's family of dealerships. Welcome back to Decatur, Illinois, where the Bulldogs of St. Teresa taking on their hated rivals, the Raiders of Central A&M. Spencer Davis, Adam Anderson joining you. And Adam, I don't know if you could have asked for a better weather in early October, and I don't know if you could have asked for a better matchup.
Yeah, no, great matchup. You've got two outstanding programs, as we just talked about, traditional rivals. It is beautiful for early October, I guess, but we're week 7 football, and it is a gorgeous night here in beautiful Decatur at this brand new facility too at Decatur St. Teresa. It's my first time being back here since they renovated it all. It's wonderful.
Well, it's going to be the Central A&M Raiders in the Chrome Domes in all white, kicking off to the home team, the St. Teresa Bulldogs, donning the similar to the Fighting Illini colors in orange and blue. Big game tomorrow for them.
Big game. And, St. Teresa head coach Britt Miller knows all about playing Ohio State in big games. And I'm sure maybe he used that as a little bit of motivation here tonight.
Well, we are just about all ready to go. At St. Teresa, again, kicking off to Central A&M kicking off to St. Teresa. This is homecoming night. Some class reunions also happening, so a lively group down there in the stands.
And we learned a lot about the 1975 St. Teresa Bulldogs state champion football team before the game. So a lot going on. There's a buzz here in the atmosphere right before kickoff.
Yeah, apparently that 75 team was pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Can certainly feel the energy in this place. Everyone's ready to go. Again, there was a year off between this rivalry. They didn't play last year, but the last time these two teams did play, it was a Central A&M victory at home. So they're back here in Decatur as we get ready to kick this one off. It's James Lee Jesse kicking off, and we are ready to go here in Decatur. So we are waiting for the holder, and here's tonight's kickoff, brought to you by Staff Carpet, All-American Floors for All-American Homes. Ball fielded, and here's the run-up by the Bulldogs. They're going to bounce outside and take it down there near the 30-yard line. Good return. As Grady Chandler gets his offense set up there at the 30-yard line and brings out this Bulldogs offense. Adam, what do we need to be looking out for on this Bulldogs offensive side?
They're pretty multiple, and Coach Miller likes to stay pretty 50-50 run-pass. Gavin Paul leading the Bulldogs onto the field. I think they need a big night out of him to really put some pressure on this Central A&M defense. Both teams coming off back-to-back losses, so they want to get off to a fast start to put the heat on their opponent.
It'll be Paul starting in the empty backfield here, taking the snap. Looks left, fires a screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. Just a deep ball there, wide open. Man caught. Oh, and it's dropped. Hit him right in the hands. A perfectly drawn up trick play there to open. And that was Brett clearly chucking that one. And Adam, what a play call on the very first call of the game.
First drive of the game, and Reed Douglas is going to be kicking himself when he watches that one back. And there is no harder catch to make than the catch by yourself. So a tough break for the whole Bulldog side right there. But Central A&M's maybe have to keep an eye for that one to come back before the game's over.
Certainly setting the tone early. It's the pistol look now for the Bulldogs. Man in motion. Hands off up the middle. Couple of yards there and wrapped up and dragged down as we get ready for a 3rd and 6.
One thing you'll notice with both teams, very young. You're going to see a lot of sophomores, a few freshmen that are going to play tonight, both sides of the ball. These programs are going to be primed for success the next 2-3 years down the road.
Getting that experience early. You might sacrifice a top-notch winning percentage one year, but you get that experience and hopefully pay off the next. Shotgun look again for Paul. Man to his right, drops back. Slow drop, shuffles back. Toss over the middle is too long there, looking for Tommy Peters. Brings up a 4th down, and it looks like they're going to bring out the punt team.
Yeah, Paul just put a little too much hair on that one. Had Peters open up the seam. I think if he would have kept that one a little bit lower, would have let Peters potentially make a play on that football.
Give us another look at that there, right up the seam, like you said. Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, get that one down a little bit. It might be off to the races.
A couple deep balls there missed there by St. Teresa's offense. Leads to a 3-and-out. And the punt is up and away. Not a very long punt. I don't know, maybe 15 yards at most off of the foot. And Central A&M going to start their first offensive series. Looks like their opponent's 47.
Yeah, great opening field position here for this Central A&M Raiders. Reed Douglas maybe still thinking about that missed catch he had on the opening play, but not a great kick there for the Bulldogs.
Get our first look at this Central A&M offense. Again, this is the first year of a co-op between these two schools. I believe it's Okava Valley.
Okava Valley used to co-op with Sullivan High School, decided didn't want to renew that co-op, and I talked to Coach Weekly before it was actually decided. He was very excited for the Okava Valley partnership.
It's a read option. Stanger looking to bounce outside, looking for a block now, cutting up the field and juking around, and hard shot there towards the end of the run. But it looks like a couple yards short of that first down. A good start.
Yeah, Emmett Stanger ran a long way for 8 yards. You take a look at the replay. I don't think he was reading, but he bounced that one outside, and got a little bit of a block, but took a hard hit there at the end from Luke Rhodes.
I think that's kind of the fun of the smaller size schools, Adam. We get to see the guys on offense and defense.
Yep, you're going to see a lot of the same numbers here tonight.
Easy for memorization, I should say. Shotgun look with an up back here for Central A&M. 2nd and 2. Man in motion, fakes. It does dump it off there up the middle. Here's Seitz bouncing around to his right. He's got some room there up near the 20-yard line and shoved out of bounds there, but we do have some laundry on the field as we await the call.
I think you're going to get a hold on the Central A&M Raiders here as Seitz cut back. I think the hold came into play.
Man, a lot of times you do see that. A lot of times you see it on those rollouts by the quarterback, or also when your running back makes that cutback.
Yeah, when he's cutting back against the grain, your natural reaction is to maybe not let go if you're holding on, but a little pitch up. It's actually an attempted pass there for Emmett Stanger. So did a great job cutting back against to get upfield, but now we're back to looking at 2nd and long.
You get that jet touch patch. Is that a way to kind of get the quarterback's confidence up early, maybe help out the completion percentage?
Yeah, it is a way when he looks at it. It is just a simple flip, but there's a lot of timing that goes into it. And one bad snap, mishandled snap, and that throws that whole play off. It's also a quick reaction play. You can do a lot of things off of it, too.
Stenger now in the shotgun again. Pearsall to his right. Drops back, Stenger rolling out left, looking towards the sideline, and one-handed interception there. An awesome catch and run back, and now he's cutting up the sideline to the 50. A juke up the middle, looking for some blocks. He's escaping and tackled there at the 30. What an interception there by Brett Cleary.
Unbelievable play there by Cleary. Stenger put that one towards the sideline. Usually utility quarterback's got to be your guy or no guy. So if you see this ball hang up in the air, but he made a great play on it. Watch this one-handed snag right there. Unbelievable catch by Brett Cleary. And then he did what every defensive player loves to do, try to take that back and get in the end zone. Great job. Great return right there. St. Teresa's in business.
And talk about the wherewithal to stay in bounds there. I mean, obviously you only need the 1 foot in high school, so he gets one down and sees all that running room in front of him and a convoy to take him up. But we do have a man down on the field. So the trainers are checking him out here.
Yeah, but great job by Cleary to set his feet after making that catch might have caught him off surprise. Caught me off surprise. So I thought that ball was just going to kind of go out to the sideline because Stenger did a good job. Let it a little too long, but St. Teresa took advantage.
Well, right now we're going to send it over to News Channel 20, Sammy St. Jean, who caught up earlier today with our presenting sponsor, the Bob Ridings family of dealerships.
Sammy St. Jean, Wade Muller, we're back again. It's week 7. It's hard to believe, but it's crunch time. These playoff teams are going to have to really get wins. What's the message if you're a coach right now?
Well, you're trying to play your best football down the stretch. You've learned from some of the things you've not done so well. But again, you're in the spot of, needing to collect these wins to be able to advance on and be eligible for the postseason. So, you're trying to tighten things up. You pretty much know what you do well and what you don't do well. It's always an interesting strategic time of year.
And of course, this week we have a rivalry back in store here for Friday Night Showdown, a very exciting one. Central A&M and St. T. What's got you hyped up about this one?
Yeah, football rivalries are always very passionate. This is an old conference affiliation rival, so it's good to see these teams playing again. But again, if football's such a physical sport, if you're playing each other, there's probably plenty not to like about each other. So these teams are going to get after each other. Some of those fans that come and watch from the olden days, they'll be excited about this game happening again.
Absolutely. That does it for us. We'll send it back to you guys.
Appreciate it, Sammy. Adam, you looked like you were gesturing towards the ball coming out.
The ball did pop loose there. I think it got out of bounds, so lucky break there for the St. Teresa Bulldogs. But didn't have much doing there on first down.
Another shotgun look for the Bulldogs. Paul, hands off now, moving right. It's Rhodes up the middle of the field, bouncing out to his left. Trying to get towards that first down marker. Might be a couple ticks short. They are going to mark him about a yard short, it looks like. We're going to have a 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs offense.
Yeah, Rhodes takes his hand off, and instead of trying to extend it out, he finds a seam and cuts back and almost gets a first down.
Still waiting for our first down of the game.
The anticipation is killing me.
We've already gotten a one-handed interception before we got a first down. We get Paul in the shotgun again. Another Luke Rhodes look here next to him. Paul, short drop, looking to move up in the pocket, bounces out, gets a block, moving up the field slowly, and a pile up there, and they're going to drag him back down, but it does look like he's got enough for that first down. We'd like to thank Branch Professional Agriculture, one of our first down sponsors all season long.
Central A&M, as I look out defensively, they're going straight man-to-man, and they're going to bring some pressure on Gavin Paul. Did a good job there to tuck it and run, and just got enough there for a first down.
Not quite a push, but he got his guys moving him forward.
And I think he needed every bit of it.
We are now in the Griffiths construction zone. When you call Griffiths, you get a Griffiths. We get our first snap inside of the red zone after our first down of the game. Gavin Paul in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, drops back over the middle. Got a man wide open, and that's a touchdown for Tommy Peters. And that is a set view touchdown.
Gavin Paul right there, we just talked about Central A&M is a straight man-to-man. Run a little play action. Peters comes in from his slot position, just runs straight by his guy who might have been peeking a little too much in the backfield. Great throw by Paul, though, to get it to Peters in the end zone.
And connected on that one. They missed it on the first drive.
Yep. Maybe came back and talked about it there while they were on defense, and good throw by Gavin Paul.
Reed Douglas now on for the extra point, looking to make it a 7-0 ball game. Again, big rivalry here between Central A&M. Kick is up and good. And right now, we're going to toss to break. We're heading into a Woods Basement Systems timeout. Good one so far. Spencer Davis, Adam Anderson joining you for this one. Get ready to kick things back off after the touchdown there to Tommy Peters. That drive set up by that interception, and then the run back starting their offense out there on the 30-yard line. How big is it to start with a short field?
Yeah, short field is definitely helped them out right there. I think they made some adjustments after that first drive. Let's see what Central A&M can dial up here on offense.
Reed Douglas to kick off. And it's another kickoff brought to you by Staff Carpet, All-American Floors for All-American Homes. Ball picked up near the 5, and it goes down there by the 20. Looked like he lost his footing there. That was Caden Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins just slipped up. Surprised to see that here on a turf field, but, you know, maybe get a little sprinkles or anything to bring him down.
We're going to send it down to the field for our Grooming Health and Wellness Sideline Report with Sammy St. Jean. Sammy, what do you got?
Now, when you look at that first Central A&M drive, obviously things didn't go as they wanted to, but you saw them trying to establish the run. Stanger on the outside run, designed that way. The penalty put them behind the sticks. They had to resort to the pass. You saw the turnover. Look to them to maybe get on the ground, look to Stanger, look to the ground game to maybe establish those longer plays as this game goes on. But back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. We've seen a couple of those option looks already. Gives your offense and your quarterback specifically a couple different choices there.
Yeah, Coach Weekly likes to put defense in difficult situations, so that's why you're going to see a lot of screens, a lot of option type looks.
Good run here up the middle, and it looks like a first down for Evan Pearsall. A strong run, and that is a Brant Professional Agriculture first down.
I know this Central A&M team was excited to get Pearsall back. He's been banged up a few times here this season, so to have a big, strong running back like Evan Pearsall can only make their offense better.
Yeah, he shed 3-4 tackles right there.
You know, he's listed on the roster at 220 pounds. You're not going to see a whole lot of small school running backs listed at 220. That's almost a guard in a game like this. So it's a great option to have back there.
Yeah, he does outweigh his left guard. Stetson Reed's there. And his right tackle. Stanger back in the shotgun, hands back off. It's Pearsall up the middle, knocking over a couple of his own teammates. And the ball did pop out there, but I think he was down. It looked like his team picked it up at a gain of 3 or 4 there for this Raiders offense. Like Sammy said, they're really trying to establish the run on this drive.
Yeah, and I think that's important as the game goes on. I do think you're going to see Central A&M not afraid to put the ball in the air if they have to. If, you know, looking back at tape going into this week, they like to be diverse. They like to keep you on their toes, but there have been games where they've put the ball up 30, 40 times. So it'll be interesting to see how this drive plays out, to see what Coach Weekly dials up.
He's got a 2nd and 7 facing his offense right now. Stanger again in that kind of offset shotgun look. And we've got a whistle down on the field.
Got a timeout there. Play clock was running out and didn't line up correctly, so you can see there on our shot, Coach Weekly is not happy with how the offense did that one.
And a lot of times it seems like coaches aren't super happy having to take a timeout halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, if you're taking a timeout this early in the first quarter, you're probably pretty upset with how things are playing out.
Well, right now we're heading into a Woods Basement Systems timeout. Bulldogs up 7-0 on the Raiders.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. With foundation problems, worrying is natural. Fixing it is crucial. Call Woods, the all things basementy experts, and fix it forever.
7-0 St. Teresa up here at home on homecoming night, leading their arch rival. I don't know if arch is the right word. Is it close?
Yeah, I would say rival. You know, now that, you know, they are not in the same conference together, I think that changes things a little bit. But both communities still wanted to play each other. They understand the importance of playing each other, just with the past that they have together. And you got a homecoming crowd out here tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Man in motion, fakes the handoff. Stenger still has it up the middle. And dragged down there near the 41-yard line. Man, those chrome helmets look slick.
I am just mesmerized by it. You know, I got to know Coach Wisley over the past 10 years, and he had told me, he sent me a picture in July of a chrome helmet, and I was mesmerized. And now to see him on the field, it looks really cool. You don't see many high school teams in a chrome helmet.
We'll look at the crowd there. Not many empty seats there tonight. Again, I think they said 4 class reunions.
4 class reunions, honoring the 75 football team. You know, there's some Jacardier Wright talk about his NFL days, so shout out to former Showdown alum Jacardier Wright.
Pearsall with a big run up the middle. And dragged down there near the 30-yard line. That's a brand professional agriculture first down. And he was hauling up the field, and looks like he's taking a little while to get up.
Hopefully he's okay. Again, he had just came back off of injury. Take a look at this. Had beautiful run up the field, and as he started to pull away, he slowed up. Felt kind of awkwardly there as he got tackled. Hopefully it's not a big deal.
Yeah, great run up the middle there. I mean, he just played last night with Cam Scadaboo. Similar type of build, not a super tall guy, but stout and gets downhill quickly.
Yep, he's not going to blow the doors off you, but he is going to surprise you with how fast he is, and had enough there for a Brant agriculture first down.
Certainly looks a little sore, but I imagine he's going to want to get back out on the field in a rivalry game like this.
No, I'm sure, and especially as you know, they need these last 3 weeks if they want to get back into the playoffs.
Well, after the big run, Central A&M set up well. They got the ball on the 30-yard line. We'll get a look at a new running back, as it's Jet Smith getting the carry right up the middle there. A lot of collisions, and he goes down. Wrapped up by a few members of the St. T defense. How important is gang tackling when you're trying to stop the run?
With bigger backs like Pearsall, you have to gang tackle a player like that. One guy's not going to bring you down. Jet Smith got decent size too. So Central A&M is not lacking in the big back area. So you need a lot of blue jerseys around these backs if they have the football.
Man in motion. He's going to hand off there. Bouncing outside, it's Higgins. And Higgins wrapped up there by the 18, 19-yard line, and another brand professional agriculture first down on that one.
Yeah, great job by Higgins to get to the outside. You know, like Sammy has pointed out, the run has been the major focus, and could be a little gun shy on Coach Weekly that not wanting to pull the trigger with a downfield pass after that interception on the last drive.
And a great block there by your running back, Jet Smith there.
Yeah, everybody's got to be involved, all 11, if we want to succeed. You know, your generic coach talk, but great job. Open field, too, is always tough.
Another spread look. Both teams really going to look to spread the football out and spread that defense out as well. Ball dropped and kicked forward, and I think St. Teresa's on top of it, and they are. That's Jake White coming up with the fumble, and it just looked like that snap came in way too low, and then the soccer kick right to Jake White.
You know, it's just an unfortunate circumstance here. They're right on the tipping edge of being in the red zone. It came low. It wasn't fielded cleanly by Stenger, and as Jet Smith came forward, it just by happenstance hit his foot and shot upfield right into the St. Teresa defensive line.
Did you play any defense, Adam?
I did.
How many fumble recoveries did you get off of a kick ball like that?
Not many. in the years of coaching and playing, that might be the second time I've ever seen that happen.
Man in motion for the Bulldogs. It's a handoff, though, up the middle, bouncing out there, and taken down is Luke Rhodes. It's a nice pickup for the Bulldogs offense.
Yeah, but great open field tackle there by Jet Smith. Kind of waded through the weeds. You take a look at the replay. There's a lot going on, pulling linemen and misdirection, and he came up and made a big hit on Rhodes before he could get going.
It's 7-0. Bulldogs up on the Raiders. Bulldogs looking to pick up another touchdown. They went for a touchdown last drive. This is Paul in the shotgun. Quick throw there. It's Cleary. Cleary trying to shake and bake. Bounces left. Getting dragged around. And it looks like he just got back to right back where he started. Maybe a yard or two up.
You know what's funny is as Cleary caught that screen pass, there were a lot of white jerseys that paused because the last time he did that, he threw the ball downfield perfectly. So they did a good job of kind of pausing a little bit, make sure he was going to be a runner. Cleary did a lot of work to get maybe a yard out of that play. Let's see what they dial up here on third down.
It's a 3rd and 8, likely passing down here for Gavin Paul and the Bulldogs. Shotgun look. 3 out to his right. Drops back, looking left. Goes down the sideline. Deep ball and just out of reach there of Brett Cleary. And that's a couple of times now where he's got a man by a step, but just unable to connect on the deep ball.
Yeah, just put that one a little too. Oh, we're going to get a hold on the Central A&M Raiders. I wonder if that is on that far side.
Yeah, I completely missed that flag.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I wondered why nobody was moving, but I didn't see a flag on the ground.
It looks like it's the offense moving backwards.
Yeah, maybe no, they're bringing the ball forward.
Okay,
so.
that's what it was.
Okay.
They're just resetting where the spot was and walking forward from it.
Yep. So that'll be enough for a Bulldog first down.
And a Brett Professional Agriculture first down.
Okay, well, we're not real sure who that was on because I didn't see where the flag came out. But if I had to guess, it might have been on the defensive back there on the far side of the field where the ball went.
Another quick throw here, just out of reach there of Tommy Peterson. That was really close to a backwards throw there.
Coach Miller's got to let Tommy Peters know that if that ball drops, you just have to fall on it until the whistle blows and let them tell you it's an incomplete pass. Don't put it in their hands because, like you said, that could have been a live ball.
How important is it for this defense to stay home, especially in all of these option looks?
Well, with the double pass that started the game, that creeps into the back of your head as a player, as a coach, is you might always be thinking of, okay, maybe what's on this or what's next, the natural progression. So they're going to have to pay attention.
Paul back to throw, standing up straight, runs forward now, trying to juke left and into a couple of linebackers there. Giving that tackle to Jet Smith again.
If Gavin Paul could have waited a half second longer, he had number 4, Eli Etchison, coming across the middle of the field. I don't know if we'll be able to see it right. It was right outside of frame, but a half second longer, Eli Etchison was going to be by himself as he cleared this zone defense and could have been off to the races. But good job up front of putting the pressure on Paul.
Another 3 out to his right look, running back next to him. Gavin Paul, the junior, drops back, standing straight up, calm feet, fires too high, ball tipped and hits the ground, but almost taken away there by Aiden Seitz.
Great composure there from Paul on third down. He's statuesque with that pressure in front of him, and he's got some heat on him, but just delivers that one a little too high. Etchison's a tall guy, but, still a little high.
And one of those throws and deflections that makes your heart flutter a little bit.
Everybody on this St. Teresa side maybe took a deep breath as that ball fell to the turf because that's something you pause for.
Douglas's punt, a better one than the last one. It's sights deep now. Ball rolls to him, picks it up near the 22, looking to make a move. Able to shake a tackler, bouncing to the left, and he'll go out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And let's send it down to Sammy, who's with our title sponsor, SEFQ.
Representative Jessica Fisher. Jessica, I want to ask you first, what does it mean for SEFQ to be involved here with Friday Night Showdown?
I mean, it is really neat to see all the schools come together.
Awesome. And then when it comes to you guys as a whole, what is going on with SEFQ at the moment?
Currently, we have a great credit card promotion going on right now. It's 1.99 for 12 months, so it's really amazing.
Very cool. And then I want to ask you about community events. What kind of community events do you all have coming up soon?
Currently, we are actually sponsoring 2 different Halloween events. Here, actually, in Decatur, we're doing the Schoolville Zoo, Boo at the Zoo. And then in Springfield, we're doing the Zooly Ghoulie at their zoo.
Awesome. Very fun. Thank you, Jessica.
And we're actually joined by a special guest right now.
Another special guest. I love coming back over here because we get a I guess 4th member of our team.
Hello, everyone.
Packed booth right now, and
Dawn Sterling.
Yes.
Fantastic weather today.
Oh, perfect. In fact, I'm almost a little overdressed. I hope it cools down a little more. Well, this is fun because my daughter goes to high school here.
Okay.
So,
So homecoming night.
Yes, and this is her homecoming night, and she's a junior, and her boyfriend's on the field playing. So, you know, I'm of course rooting for St. T. However, I know a lot of people from Central A&M, and I know that community, and she has some great friends there. So, I don't know about this rivalry, but whoever wins, it's all good.
A lot of love in between.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, are you guys excited for the dance tomorrow night? I'm sure a lot of preparations have gone. That's kind of like getting ready for a football game, honestly.
It is. I mean, it's like a wedding these days. I swear to you.
Don't tell me that. I have 2 young daughters. I'm
How
not
old?
looking for it. My kids are 10 and 8, so I still have a while.
Okay.
But,
yes.
yeah.
We have the dress and then the brunch and then the pictures and yes, and everything. And so the boys, you know, they just do their thing. But the girls, they make it a much bigger deal.
Yeah.
It's true. I just showed up with a tie, and they were like, "You're good." Awesome. Did my job.
Yep. That's exactly what he has to do. But these kids look good out there tonight.
Yeah, it's been a really competitive game so far. I mean, this is a big 4th down. They're going for it, Adam.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness here by the Raiders to go for it. With the past 2 turnovers, you might as well and just kind of see what happens. Dawn, what do you think here?
You know, I'm so into football. I think Spencer is better to answer these questions than me.
You got him to jump.
You got free 5 yards. Not good for the Bulldogs.
Also, Adam, I don't know if I'm colorblind. Is that a red flag there from the official on the opposite side? It looks red.
It looks, yeah.
Which might be why I lost it on the orange sideline earlier.
I'm semi-blind that far away, so I have no clue what came out of his pocket. You could tell me it's purple, and I might believe it.
Well, the flag on the play gets us a Brant Professional Agriculture 1st down, and it's the unconventional way, but a way that we see more often.
Got to be excited if you're Central A&M to get a free 1st down there.
Quick out there on the sideline, looking to bounce inside. It's Sights. And maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Don, there's a lot of buzz with this new facility. What, since your daughter goes here, what does the community think about the new upgrade back here?
So much money has gone into this, obviously, and you're in this amazing press box, and even there's people up on the top, but it is amazing. A lot of people put in a lot of hard work and a lot of volunteer hours, a lot of donations to get it to where it is, and a lot of fundraising, and they're just really happy with the field, and it's just an all-purpose. I mean, between the track and the turf, it's just a wonderful place to hang out, and, you know, the kids really love it.
Yeah, an awesome shot here from our team. You get that broad look of it, and yeah, it's state of the art.
It's state of the art. It's beautiful. I love the way they weaved in the orange and the blue on the track as well to really make it stand out. And I remember the old press box, definitely not as nice as this one.
No. In fact, I had to walk through 3 rooms to get to you guys. I was like, hey, where's my crew?
We got an air conditioner in here too.
Nice.
So
it's very climate controlled in here. I'm enjoying it.
It's another 3rd down here, and it looks like Central A&M might just let this run down, or maybe they try to cheat their way up the field a little bit. And they're not going to take a snap here, and that ends the 1st quarter. It's a 7-0 ball game as the host, St. Teresa, leading their rivals Central A&M here in Decatur. And welcome back to Set Views Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding's family of dealerships. Tonight, in Decatur, St. Teresa, the Bulldogs taking on the Raiders of Central A&M, renewing their rivalry after a year off. And right now, the Bulldogs leading 7-0 after a touchdown on, I believe, their 2nd drive, set up by an interception. But now Central A&M looking to get one back on them. Here's a throw. It's a screen pass up the sideline. It looks like Pearsall's back on the field. Got a lot of room. There's a flag. He's at the 20. Looking to break away. 10-5. Touchdown. And we will wait on the flag. It looked like it was in the area of holding.
Yeah, holding or blocking. Yeah, that's a block in the back.
Pushing it back against St.
So no touchdown on that one as the officials bring this one back. And that's always where you hate to see the flag come out as a coach is right when your player makes a huge cut. And I think I called that.
Said Pearsall, but as I'm looking at the roster, I'm not sure there's a 33 listed, so we'll have to figure out what player that is for the Raiders there. But yeah, just if you're a Raider fan, you're going to be a little angry and upset at that. Flag comes out right as your back breaks free of that screen, and you can see there's nobody ahead of him. So just an unfortunate penalty there for Central A&M.
And I gotta think, it's so hard as a blocker. You want to throw one for your teammate, and sometimes you don't always know where that guy is at. But
yeah, and especially with that play right there, Stanger rolled to his right, throwback screen, great play call by Coach Weekly and the Raiders, but just an unfortunate block in the back penalty is going to bring it to 3rd and long now. Just a little misdirection there, and I think the misdirection maybe even got confused there for Central A&M. It ended up being Caden Higgins on the final carry, but a lot going on here.
Yeah, you kind of get that forward handoff. You don't see that a whole lot.
No, and I wondered if that ball was maybe supposed to come back to Jet Smith, and it didn't. But great play up front by Dougie Crawl, the defensive tackle there for St. Teresa.
It's another punt on the way by the Raiders. Stanger looking to send it deep with a couple guys back here. Punt that time, fielded there at the 40, bounced out there. Looking to get to the sideline, good block there. It's Cleary down the left sideline and forced out there near the 30. And this is exactly where Cleary had set them up on their previous touchdown drive.
Yeah, Cleary's been the guy here that's kind of moved the momentum back to the Bulldogs. Let's see if Gavin Paul and the Bulldog offense can take advantage of this really good field position. Just gets a block right there on Jet Smith, and he does the rest with his feet.
Talk about a good game. He could have had a passing touchdown, a one-handed interception, and a good return. All in the first half.
Almost all in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a minute 9 into the second quarter.
Max Taylor was the running back on the catch there for Central A&M. Number 33. We have figured out the mystery.
It's going to be Paul, a pump fake, looking down the sideline to his left. It's Peters again. Ball knocked up in the air and down. Another good look there to Tommy Peters, streaking towards the end zone.
Yeah, Central A&M have taken some maybe opportunities here to stay man-to-man. Aiden Seitz was right there. Played really good non-pass interference defense there, which is important in a high school football game. Tried to fake the screen and go up top here, but Stites got his hands right in the middle of Peters and did not let him bring that ball down.
Here's Paul again in the pistol. Rhodes behind him. Fakes the handoff, throws now. Bounced out, a little contact there, and taken out of bounds. That is Reed Douglas.
Yeah, just kind of a new age option play right there. As Paul comes out to the side, he's going to read the defense, and instead of a normal pitch out, he throws it out to Douglas, who gets really close to a first down.
And for those keeping track of the score at home, Max Taylor wearing 33 tonight, not 51 as you may have on the roster. And that was him who broke that big run that ended up getting called back. But again, wearing a different number today than we're accustomed to. But that's who 33 is. Another pistol look for the Bulldogs. 2 out to the left of Paul. Rhodes behind him. In motion, Peters hands off Rhodes. Rhodes splitting defenders and wrapped up there by 3 members of that Raiders defense.
Yeah, but I think Rhodes did enough there. Yep, they're giving him a first down.
And that's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. And we've got another first down there, Rhodes. Sneaky. Just need one.
Yeah, didn't need a whole lot there.
Low snap there. Paul able to hang on to it. Fires out to the right. It's Peters. Peters to the 10, to the 5. Looking for a block. Cuts up the field and a second touchdown. And a second touchdown for Tommy Peters.
Yeah, just a simple play action pass. Looked very similar to the play they ran before. This time Paul flips it out to Peters underneath. He does the rest with his feet. Good run there by Tommy Peters to get in the end zone. Great response here for St. Teresa to take a 2-score lead here against Central A&M.
This is something we thought this was going to be a good game coming into it. These two teams not huge fans of each other. Been a year off.
Very evenly matched too.
High snap put through regardless by Reed Douglas. And now it's a 14-0 ball game. And it's time for the Smart Local 218 fan cam. You can see again another packed house here. The cheerleaders going crazy. And who can blame them? It's homecoming night, Adam.
It's homecoming night. We are looking at a two-score lead here for St. Teresa against Central A&M. So a lot of smiling faces, a lot of happy Bulldog fans, and getting to show off new facility and
Boston popcorn.
And we just heard if you're here around in the second half, maybe go get some concessions from our very own Don Sterling. We'll be down there serving up the community in the concession stand.
Those guys need popcorn.
Central A&M fans need some popcorn. Need some help too. Again, they've had a few big plays that have been called back, unfortunate penalties. So let's see what they can do here on this drive. Maybe spark something with a good return.
And Adam, just got a score update here.
What do you got for me?
Olympia up 22-6 on Maroa Forsyth.
You know, we talked in our pregame show about a trap game. That is exactly what is happening right now over in Olympia. Maroa really needs to get things together if they want to get back in that football game.
And that's a staff carpet kickoff as we've got All-American floors for All-American homes. It's going to be a not great starting field position, we'll say. Aiden Seitz, the one bringing that one up.
Yeah, Seitz to about the 24, 25-yard line there. I do have some other scores. Pleasant Plains up 14-0 against Pittsfield. At last check, SHG was up 14-7 against Springfield. And the Williamsville Bullets up 19-7 over New Berlin. That one for the Silver Bucket. Special shout out to my guy, Adam Kershaw. I know he's sitting in a hospital bed right there. Nobody wants to be there. But him and his wife, Molly, are tuned in here to Friday Night Showdown. Shout out to you guys. Hopefully he's out of there soon.
Good catch there for Brant Professional Agriculture. First down, that's ace spinner from Emmett Stenger.
That's not an easy throw there for Stenger. Rolling to his left, a right-handed quarterback. Paul knows I love to harp on that, but he did exactly what you have to do. You got to square your shoulders and deliver a strike, and did right there to the spinner, and first down. Let's see if they can grow on this drive.
They're going to need to. Again, you cannot punt this ball back without you got 8 points on this. That's 14-0. Again, St. Teresa leading Central A&M. Jet touch pass there, bouncing out to the left is Seitz. And not much going on that one, maybe a couple yards.
Yeah, great pursuit there by St. Teresa. Really didn't let him get out. Take a look at the replay. It's all a timing play, and he beautiful time up there, but that early penetration and that short side of the field just didn't let not much room to do anything.
We talked to Sammy a little bit about this pregame. He was talking about how Central A&M is going to look to establish the run, and maybe they're not handing it off every time, but they are looking to get that option motion, somebody in motion.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's a jet pass or maybe it's an inside screen, those are runs in today's game. It's not your old school just turn around and hand it off, but the St. Teresa defensive line is playing very stout right now, and not much room. Wouldn't be surprised if you see the Raiders go to the air a little bit more.
Yeah, it looked like there's some frustration there by the receiver on the sideline. I think that's Caden Higgins. He's probably saying, hey, give me the ball. I'm out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be, especially here we're in 3rd and 9, to see the Raiders go up top and see what can happen.
We got a Guardian cap there on the field. Adam, are you surprised you don't see a little bit more of these at the high school level?
A little bit. You know, it's all about the comfortability of the player, and I do think maybe you'll start to see them more next year, especially as the Guardian caps can look to even be decorated to match the decals and stuff on the helmet. And it looks like Central A&M is going to take a timeout and talk about this one.
All right, and we are going to head into a break. It's St. T up 14-0 on Central A&M. A couple of Tommy Peters touchdowns. We've got more coming up after this. Welcome back to Decatur, Illinois. It's St. Teresa leading the Central A&M Raiders 14-0. Here about 7:52 left in the first half of action. Spencer Davis, Adam Anderson. We've got a beautiful night of football. I don't know if you could have asked for better weather here in October.
Not on October 10th. Is that today's date?
10 out of 10 weather, huh? Drop back, Stanger rolling out, flags immediately. They shut this one down.
Yeah, we're going to get a false start here, so we're going to take the Raiders back 5 more yards. Not what you want out of a timeout.
And it's been a couple of times now that you really have seen those penalties just slow down any sort of momentum the Raiders have had.
Yeah, I'm sure that's something the Raiders coaching staff is going to talk about. It seems like they, 1 step forward and 2 step backward. If you want to get back in the football game, you're going to have to get that corrected quickly.
And Forsyth just got a touchdown back, 22-14 in that one.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out on that one. That's very interesting. Again, you would hope that you're not looking ahead. I know I'm looking ahead to next Friday night, but I know both teams need to take care of business tonight to get to that.
3 out right, Stanger rolling. Couple guys free. Deep ball there down the middle of the field. Wide, right to Cleary.
That is going to be
and
the play's not
dead.
Not dead, technically.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. And
pass interference on number 11. Number 11.
By Caden Higgins. A little jawing happened now.
Yeah. Gotta calm everybody down. But Cleary, you make the play, you keep going. That's not... the ball's not dead until the whistle's blown.
Yeah, at the very least, you keep that play going, maybe you get an offsetting penalty or something like that.
Yeah, if you think he clearly thought it was pass interference, I'm surprised he just didn't take a knee then.
But I think clearly spelled without an L at the end.
Yes, I believe
Clearly,
it.
Cleary. Little discussion happening between the officials and the defensive back there. I do believe the call was pass interference. I think I might have missed the signal officially on that.
I don't know if he actually has signaled it yet, but that'll be enough for a brand professional agriculture first down.
Takes him up near the 50-yard line, but you talk about the penalty kind of slows down your momentum, but it can also start your momentum right back up there. That's 10, 15 free yards, depending on what that call was.
Yeah, and Stanger did have number 33, Max Taylor, was behind the defender there before they got tripped up, so maybe they build upon this.
Another jet touch pass. It's Higgins. Higgins bouncing around there up near the first down marker, and another Brant Professional Agriculture first down, that time by Caden Higgins.
Yep, just a simple jet sweep out to Higgins. Let him use his speed to get in space, and he does enough to get a first down.
And again, it's a bit of that advantage when you get that guy on that motion. He's already got a full head of steam, and all these guys are at a standstill to start.
Yeah, and he came to the wide side of the field. I definitely think that helped out.
Give that guy a little extra running room. Trips out right. Higgins back in motion. It's a handoff, though, up the middle. And it's another run there on the outside. And 5 Bulldogs knocked him out of bounds. We worked to get a number on that. That's Kwame Calhoun, it looks like.
His first carry here tonight. Great job by Calhoun. Hopefully Pearsall's okay, but we're getting a host of backs here for Central A&M, and each one of them's done a pretty good job for the Raiders.
They're all pretty tall is what it looks like. And that's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down as well. Stanger looking to pass. It's a quick one. Out to Sykes. Sykes going left. A juke, and a drop. And he is down there. About a 5-yard gain, but man, he put somebody on skates out there.
I honestly thought if he would have just kept trying to go to the sideline off the rip here, let's take a look at the replay. Just a bubble pass out to him. But I don't know if he would have paused, if he might have got 3 or 4 more yards if he just kept going to the sideline. But put on a little display there that he can show the folks later on.
Add it to the mixtape, if you will. Stanger man in motion is Sights again. This time it's Calhoun. No room to go, and 3 Bulldogs meet him in the backfield. There's a big stop there on first down.
Yeah, he's going to lose about 3 there, and I don't think Calhoun saw the open hole. Take a look at the replay. I think he could have bounced that inside and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's a much better result than losing about 3 yards on that play.
And that was second down, not first. We've got a third down on the way. 3rd and 9, 5:50 to go in the second quarter. Raiders waiting for their play call, and they've got 14 on the play clock.
I think, I don't think, I would almost guarantee they're in 4-down territory right now. Need to think about getting points, but they also need to hurry up and get on the ball and get set so they can snap it.
And able to get it off at the tick left. Stanger moving right. Stanger getting a block. Stanger moving left. collision there and wrapped up and dragged down. Looks like around the 27, 26 yard line. But like you said, Adam, it might be 4-down territory.
Yeah, and I think one thing Emmett Stanger needs to trust his guys a little bit more. He kept trying to push to the outside. I think if he would have stayed on that track, he could have got, again, a few more yards, maybe not a first down. But now you're looking 4th and 6 here, and looks like somebody called a timeout. I believe Central A&M did, and they want to talk this over. They know how important it is to get a first down and get in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now we're heading into a Woods Basement Systems timeout. A 14-0 ball game, and it looks like it's about a 4th and 5. Adam, where do you go from a coaching standpoint? If you're holding the play sheet, what are you doing here?
I would think at this point, if I'm Central A&M, I'm going to maybe a play action pass, maybe get something with a screen, maybe get Stanger rolling to his right. The ball is on the right hash, so that's the short side of the field, might make it a little bit tougher. I definitely like some motion to get some eyes maybe looking in the backfield, and then you don't got to do it all in one play. You just need to get enough for a first down.
Well, motion's one thing that we've seen a lot out of this Raider offense. I have to think we'll see more of it. We've got a big down on the way with 5:15 to go in the second quarter. St. T up 14-0 at home and on defense right now. It's been a drive kept alive by a couple penalties and a run game. It's Stanger in the shotgun. Calhoun next to him, and a little bit of motion there. Nobody crossed the line, or did they?
Oh, they're going to get a false start on Central A&M. I believe it was left guard might have got a little too excited.
You know, I don't know why more defensive players don't do that. Run right at the guy and see if he flinches.
It's one tactic to do it. Clapping, yelling, a lot of that the officiating crew tries to take care of. It still happens.
It's the war of the trenches, though, right?
Yep. You gotta. Hey, if the old adage is you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. We always used to say we're not cheating, we're trying to play within the rules as much as possible.
A little bit of gamesmanship.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, let's see if they're going to go for it here. Stanger can punt. He's going to set up in the shotgun right now.
Keep an eye on 33 Max Taylor at the tight end position to see if maybe he can leak out.
And Higgins picked off there. And it looks like trying to get a number on that one. I
think it was 56, Tanner Cox, number 56 at a middle linebacker, just a freshman there picking that one off. But, honestly, I don't think they're hurt much. Higgins, I don't know where the ball was intended to go. I think it got tipped, but there wasn't much open downfield.
And that is the second interception by the Raiders tonight, or thrown by the Raiders tonight. Two very different ways of getting an interception by the Bulldogs.
Yeah. But two very, big plays here, and 5 minutes left in the first half. Let's see if St. Teresa can extend their lead going into halftime.
Yeah, and that's the third turnover by the Raiders as well. They've gotten a fumble as well. Here's Gavin Paul, a pump fake. Deep shot down the right sideline. Got a man. Caught! And he's got plenty of room. It's all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, and a SEPQ touchdown for Eli Etchison.
Yeah, Etchison there makes a huge play. Ace Spinner thought he had that one, went up and went all for nothing there. Ball just goes over his hands. Unfortunate for Central A&M, but huge play. Great throw there by Gavin Paul, too, to hit Etchison in stride and get in the end zone.
Maybe had to stop or slow down for a step, maybe. But awesome connection. Like you said, it looked like Spinner just a couple of fingertips short there.
I think if he would have taken maybe 1 to 2 more steps, he might have been able to make a better play on that. But great job by Etchison to run past his guy and turn on the Jets. And as we saw earlier, sometimes that's not always the easiest catch to make.
Field goal up and good from Reed Douglas. Now a 21-0 game. And I don't know if we could have predicted that one, but for right now, we're going to send it down to the field with the Gruning Health and Wealth Sideline Report with Sammy St. Jean. Sammy.
Now, Central A&M, they're running a 3-3 defense primarily in their base formation, which is usually really good against the pass because you got the 5 defenders in the secondary to help things out. They got exposed on that play, and it's been like that the whole game. They've been beaten on the edges. They've been beaten deep. The trick plays you saw in that first drive were wide open. Although St. Teresa, they can lean on the run right now up big. Those passes are wide open. They could strike more in this game, in this first half, even into the second half. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. And like you said, that's the third passing touchdown by the St. T offense.
Yeah, Gavin Paul has played well tonight. I think he's calmed down. Had a few throws there early that have sailed or went over his intended receiver, but has been very calm, very collected, has done a good job leading this offense down the field.
You got to think that Bulldogs sideline, some smiles there on homecoming night. Already a good crowd. You've got your dance coming up tomorrow. Why not tack on a football win against a big
rival? And again, as I talked about in the opening, they could have a chance to get in at 4-5. They're probably facing an uphill climb, but you never know.
And that was a kickoff brought to you by Stat Carpet, an All-American floor for All-American homes.
Crazier things have happened here in the state of Illinois when it comes to football and playoff points and all that jazz. So you want to put yourself in a position to have the opportunity.
It's 28-14 Olympia right now with 3:08 to go in the first half. We talked about that game being a track meet in the pregame, and it's certainly shaping up to be a track meet.
You know, one thing that Olympia's Achilles heel has been this year has been playing defense, but they've figured out a way so far to slow down the Maroa Forsyth offense.
Emmett Stanger sending a man in motion. That's a spinner. Stanger. And through the legs. And they're going to say it was a forward pass. But again, Adam, we talk about when the dangers of running kind of those alert bubbles.
Yeah.
Where it's almost a forward, it's almost a backwards pass.
Yeah, and Stanger right there just didn't put enough on it. I thought Higgins could have came in, actually it was Aiden Seitz. I thought Seitz could have taken a few steps towards his quarterback to help that throw out, but either way, we're looking at second down.
4:52 to go in the second quarter at Bohm Davis Munn Field in Decatur, Illinois. St. Teresa looking to pick up their second win on the season. Stanger rolling out to his left. Got a block. Stanger's
got some time.
Looking for anybody. Reels right back to the right side. Still has time and just chucks that one over the head.
It's outside the pocket. Ball went past line of scrimmage, so no harm there, but he kept that one alive. I thought at one point he was going to turn it upfield, but didn't get any help from his receivers coming back to find an open spot.
It's a little unfortunate, I think, to run about probably 20, 25 yards, back and forth and not able to advance the ball.
Yeah. Did a lot of running for not a lot of yards.
It's a 3rd and 10. Central A&M looking to get some form of momentum. We've talked about it a couple of times. They've had some big plays called back by penalties. They advanced their drive up the field because of a penalty, but it's the 3 turnovers they're still working to overcome right now. And it's a 3rd and 10 as Stanger in the shotgun sends a man in motion. He's going to drop back, rolls out to his right, hits Spinner. Spinner on the sideline out at 25.
Yeah, not going to be enough for a first down there. I don't think he meant to step out bounds, just didn't have a whole lot of room there as he caught that football and just happened to be right there on the sideline.
And it looks like the Raiders are going to punt this one away. And this is, again, it's a tough spot. You're down 3 touchdowns, but you really don't want to fail on a 4th down conversion and give the ball at the 25.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure Coach Weekly's not happy to punt right here, especially with going to be a little over 4 minutes left in this half to give the ball back to the Bulldog offense.
2 men deep once again for the Bulldogs. Stanger's punt is high, looking to limit the damage, and a fair catch called there. And it will be St. Teresa taking over. They look to punch in another one. Tonight at 10:15 on ABC, you can join us at the News Channel 20 Sports Desk to get all of your local high school football highlights with the Friday Night Showdown recap on News Channel 20. You'll see some snippets from this game, and I imagine a lot of the games around the area. Adam, I see you scouring social media to see if you've got any score updates for us. Again, the kind of the big shocker right now is Forsyth trailing to Olympia, but I imagine there's some other games having some fun.
Yeah, the battle for the Central State 8 West, SHG's up 28-13 on Springfield High right now.
Oh, Spinner almost comes up with a one-handed interception there. Good positioning there. You talk about sometimes playing cornerback, you're like boxing out.
Yeah, especially right there. That's a jump ball. It goes straight back to basketball. And Gavin Paul, that's a dangerous throw right there. I know you're a young quarterback and you've got some confidence in you, but dangerous throw right there. It's got to be more towards the sideline if it's got to be your man or no man.
Spinner listed at 6'2". That's a hard guy to throw the ball over. Granted, Gavin Paul has done that earlier today. It's a pistol look again. It's a handoff to Rhodes. Rhodes up the middle of the field, loses a tackler, and dragged down there near the 40-yard line. Mark it at the 41. There is a man down there for Central A&M, and that was a storyline coming into this game. They're really banged up.
Yeah, very, very banged up. That Jake White delivered a heck of a kick-out block, so hopefully whoever is down is okay right there. Good second down run to get them in third manageable for St. Teresa.
21-0 for the Bulldogs here on homecoming night, honoring 4 different class reunions, we're told. The student section has been very loud all game. The crowd's been really fired up. And again, this is a big-time rivalry. You can see the fans there in a bit of a lull here, making sure that the player down on the ground is okay. And we're still working to find a name for this young man. We don't have a number 35 on our roster here, I don't think. And we figured out it was Max Taylor wearing 33, so we'll have to track down to 35.
Looks like he's up and moving, so that's good to see.
And it was on that kick-out block, like you said. He took a lick on that one.
Yeah, it was a big hit.
Friday Night Showdown is available streaming live on newschannel20.com and on News Channel 20's Facebook page. You can also find a link to complete game videos from this season on newschannel20.com. And Forsyth just punched one in with 34 seconds left in the first half. Pistol look for St. T.
35 is Kobe Carrington, not 67. Just confirm that.
And
had a lot of whistles blowing here. I'm not sure.
Legal procedure.
67.
Again, I didn't see a flag penalty. Come out from the far side.
Down.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty here on St. Teresa.
Well, again, you talk about wanting to get that touchdown before halftime, and penalty is a bad way to get the vibes going in the good direction.
And again, you go from 3rd and short to now you're back to 3rd and long.
That's one place every coach hates being, is 3rd and long.
Yep. Especially at this point in the field, you're kind of, again, in no man's land. And to me, this is 4-down territory, especially with a 3-score lead. Let's see what Coach Miller has for the Bulldogs.
Paul with the cadence. Hands off Rhodes. Rhodes cutting back up to the left. He's got some room and a first down. Still looking to get some more, and stacked up there near the 25. A Brant Professional Agriculture first down, and a great run there by Luke Rhodes.
Yeah, really cut back against the grain. A read option play there. Gavin Paul does a great job to hand the ball off to Rhodes. He does the rest with his feet. Great job for St. Teresa.
As a coach, you got to love seeing the ball switch hands to that closest sideline, right?
Yeah, kind of. When it moves around, I still get a little nervous that sometimes you get a little too antsy in switching it, and that's when that ball can get popped out.
Paul slapping his hip, up, back, moving. Here's Rhodes looking to go right this time, not going anywhere. Great tackle there in the backfield.
It's Jet Smith again coming up from his linebacker position. Read that one very well after the motion and darted right in there to make a play in the backfield.
Yeah, dodged a potential blocker there and snuck around, wrapped him up. That's a good response there after giving up a big run.
Yep. And if they can stall out this Bulldog offense, maybe have a chance going into halftime to get the ball back, and they will start the second half with the football as well.
Paul in the shotgun, Rhodes next to him. He's going to fake the handoff. It's a slow play there, and Peters threw his hands and almost picked off there by Seitz. And man, again, that's one of those that coaches do not like seeing the ball hit hands and still go in the air.
You're going to hold your breath. You know, Gavin Paul put a little heat on that one, fired a fastball across the middle, just a little too tall there for Peters, but he's been his go-to guy here tonight.
A couple touchdowns for Peters already. His third touchdown, Gavin Paul's third touchdown, went to Eli Etchison. And he'll look to get some yards here on 3rd and 11. Here's Paul, drops back, looking to fire to the left side. It is Cleary, and it's off of his hands. And it's been a game of almost for Cleary. He's had some great plays, don't get me wrong, but had a touchdown pass dropped, and now he dropped the touchdown pass.
Yep, he's going to look back and be upset when he watches film on that one. You had just enough separation. Beautiful spot where that ball's put by Gavin Paul. Again, it's his guy or no guy, and he had just separated, outstretched hands, just right off the fingertips right there.
Prime example of our awesome crew out there tonight. Yeah. Awesome shot.
Absolutely.
It's a 4th and 11. We're just going to see what this Bulldogs offense decides to do. This is Gavin Paul, their quarterback, in the shotgun.
Keep an eye on Etchison by himself on the far side of the field.
Paul almost picked off again. It's Sykes knocking it down, and it will be a turnover on downs. Central A&M's defense bows up.
Yeah, handled that one really dangerous pass. He was trying to kind of fit that into a spot between 3 Raider defenders, and they batted that one down. But you're in 4-down territory. You're upset you don't score, but you don't lose much there. No turnover to where Central A&M can bring it back down the field. But they've got 2:47 left here to get on the scoreboard before halftime.
What do they have to do on this drive? What are you looking for them to do? Do you think they have to air it out a little bit?
I do think you need to start putting it in the air maybe a little bit more.
Stanger, the quarterback, puts a man in motion. It looks like Taylor readjusting. Stanger going to roll out to his left. Looking left. Throws, or pump fakes, excuse me. And Spinner, we're going to see. The official says it was a catch.
Was a catch on the sideline.
Spinner a little slow moving there.
I think you're going to get a penalty here on St. Teresa for maybe unnecessary roughness or a horse collar tackle as they were trying to bring down Stanger on the rollout.
We'll wait for the official ruling.
He does it so fast that I miss it every time.
He doesn't want the game to be about him. I respect that.
But I believe it was a horse collar tackle there on the Bulldogs, so that's enough for a first down.
And a Brant Professional Agriculture first down as it's back into the shotgun for Stanger, hands off. And right up the middle is that Raiders offense. And again, I think Jet Smith, I like the tenacity there, but I think you got to start throwing the ball here.
Yeah, I would think and maybe you're trying to get some eyes looking in the backfield and use that for later play calls. But Smith has the ability to maybe turn that into a big gain. But the St. Teresa defensive line has played very well here in the first half.
Stanger in the shotgun. Drops back, rolls left. Got a man down open. The sideline, and it's caught at the 25-yard line. That is Caden Higgins in a big play. We talked about having to air it out, and that's another Brant Professional Agriculture first down.
It looks like Coach Weekly wants to go a little tempo right now and get right back up on the ball. I think this is a great idea for Central A&M.
Looking to catch the defense, still on their heels.
Nope, and they're going to get a timeout by St. Teresa. They were definitely not going to be prepared for the type of heat that the Raiders thought they were going to bring.
And that is a Woods Basement Systems timeout. 21-0 in favor of the St. Teresa Bulldogs over the Central A&M Raiders. Adam, there's a big pass. We talked about how they needed to air it out. They needed to move the ball in some capacity. Ball at the 26, right outside of the red zone. I believe this would be their first time in the red zone.
Yeah, this is the best field position that they've had here tonight. So it'll be interesting to see what they talk about on this timeout. I wouldn't be shocked if Coach Weekly maybe calls 2 plays. Hey, after this one, we're going to get right back on the ball. Use a little tempo here going into halftime. Maybe that's something they utilize going into the second half as well.
It's been a good game so far, 21-0 for St. Teresa. And they're looking for their defense now to kind of make a stand. This has been maybe their second test, we want to call it.
Yeah.
I believe Central A&M had the ball about the 25-yard line earlier in the game.
Yeah, this is about the spot where they stalled out on their 2 drives ago, I guess it was now. So let's see what adjustments they've made here to get in the end zone.
Stanger, quick pass, Sights looking to bounce right. And tackled there right at the line of scrimmage again. They'll get that clock moving again. And that's another thing you have to kind of factor in. Obviously, you want points, but you really don't want St. T getting the ball back to just immediately undo your touchdown.
They still got 1 timeout left, but you definitely have to be cognizant of, I want to get in the end zone, but I don't want to leave them a whole lot of time to do anything.
Stanger, quick pass, Sights again. Sights looking to bounce out to the right. And he is pushed out of bounds there near the 20-yard line. Going to mark him at the 21. 1:17 to go here in the second quarter. And again, it's those quick throws. They beat him on a couple of deep balls already, but a lot of quick passes, a lot of running the football so far from the Raiders.
Yeah, you want to get your ball to your athletes in space and see if they can make something happen. The St. Teresa defense has done a great job pursuing and open field tackling as well, to not let the Central A&M Raiders get loose on anything. But I would also, look for a pump fake and maybe a shot downfield after these 2 short screen passes. Get your eyes coming one way and they can hit you back another.
3 out left. It's a pump fake to the right. Stanger rolling out. 4 men chasing him. And it's a quick out and a first down there. A Brant Professional Agriculture first down for Max Taylor.
Stanger did a great job. He had heavy blitz pressure coming towards him. Did enough to get rid of that football.
And right now we are in the Griffiths Construction red zone. The first trip into it for the Central A&M Raiders. And the clock stops when he goes out of bounds as well. You buy yourself a free timeout almost. Stanger 3 out to his right. And
that ball, we're going to get a false start here on.
That is a momentum killer right there.
Especially you're humming, starting to get a little tempo, and now you're going to have to slow down and walk it back 5 yards.
And do they have a 10-second run here on those? Is not in the high school?
No, not at the high school level, nope.
Lions fan, I'm accustomed to the 10-second runoff. 1:08 here to go. Central A&M right on that 20-yard line on the left hash this time. And like we've seen all game, they like to get the ball out in space. But I don't know, I might be looking towards the end zone again, maybe just to kind of test that secondary.
Yeah, be interesting to see if maybe they sneak 33 Max Taylor up the seam as all the attention's going to be looking on the outside.
Jump pass there. It's Taylor slipped out to the left. Taylor to the 10, to the 5, shake, dives, and
he's going to be down about the 1.
Just short is where they're going to rule him. Nice play there, stays in bounds. It's going to run a little bit of clock, and that jump pass, what a play. Looked like a shortstop on that, Stanger did.
Yeah, just a throw back to the tight end, came from one side, leaked back to the over. That was the one they scored earlier on, but it was called back.
Stanger still has it, wrapped up by 3 Bulldogs, and loses a few yards on that one.
Yeah, he had Taylor and Jet Smith in front of him as lead blockers, but there was nowhere to go. Great job up front by St. Teresa to not let Stanger do anything or even find an opening there to get in the end zone.
1 timeout for each team left in this first half. Stanger in the shotgun, 24 seconds, rolls out to his right. Loses a potential sack. A good block there. Stanger still with it and gets tackled by a couple of Bulldogs there. And now they are going to take that final timeout with 14 seconds. It's Wood Basement Systems timeout.
Take a look at the replay. It seems to be the theme here with St. Teresa. If Stanger's going to roll, they're going to bring pressure off the edge to put in his face. They did a good job right there of slowing him down. And as he turns back in, you know there's going to be some blue jerseys coming after him. So let's see what the Central A&M talks about here at the timeout and what they can dial up. You've got maybe 2 chances here to get into the end zone.
Yeah, if you're catching the ball, you got to get out of bounds if you're not already in the end zone.
Or yeah, it's got to be in the end zone or nothing, I think, at this point.
Drum line going here in St. Teresa.
Maybe creating a little noise here coming out of timeout.
It's homecoming. No better time to make a little noise, right? No, these kids are going to be dancing tomorrow. 21-0, 13 seconds left in the first half. It's 3rd and goal. Spencer Davis, Adam Anderson, Sammy St. Jean on the sideline for us tonight. Again, we've talked about it a lot. It's gorgeous out. You couldn't have asked for a better night of football. A great rivalry game and 2 really competitive schools.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got 2 schools that, you know, Central A&M still alive for playoff hopes. St. Teresa, you've got slim hopes if you get a lot of help and then win out, but you also just want to win to say you finished on a high note. Both teams coming off 2 straight losses. You know they're both looking to get back in the win column.
Stanger with 13 seconds left in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers out wide. Stanger towards the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown for Aiden Seitz, and it's a SECU touchdown. And the Raiders finally on the scoreboard there and right before the half.
Stanger did a great job of hanging in there and delivering that one to Seitz. I thought the seam would be an open spot there. Seitz did a good job of finding enough room and catching that ball inbounds and in the end zone.
Looks like Seitz is a little sore jogging off the field. At least he got a touchdown to...
Yeah, he brought it in. He did what he needed to do. I think he took an awkward fall after he caught that one.
Yeah, you've got that long jump or triple jump patch behind the end zone. It looked like he might have tumbled onto that. Can't imagine. I mean, tracks are a little cushy, but it doesn't feel great.
That probably wouldn't have felt great.
James Lee Jesse on for the extra point. 21-6. Raiders punching that one in right before the half. Snap good. Kick up and kick good. As the Raiders cut down the lead to 2 scores. And Adam, the Raiders get the ball at a halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wouldn't surprise me here, too, if Central A&M maybe does a surprise onside just with 8 seconds left. Hung in the pocket there, delivered a nice strike, but, yeah, just fell awkwardly there as he got in. So hopefully his shoulder's okay. But great throw by Stanger to hang in there and give his guys enough time to develop their route and get some points on the board.
It's all about momentum. Football, such a momentum game. You can see it sometimes.
Yeah, you can feel it too as a coach and as a player. So I'm sure they're talking about it, but with 7 seconds, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you do see some kind of surprise onside or short kick. To see if Central A&M can get back on the ball and just maybe put one in the end zone to make it a 1-score game.
No Evan Pearsall, I believe, since the first drive. He went out after a huge run, and we haven't seen him since. And then it's been a running back by committee type of offense for this Raiders team.
That might have changed the game plan there for Coach Weekly and the Raiders to get Pearsall back off of injury and then lose him very early in this game. It's super unfortunate. Hopefully he's okay. But as I look over the sideline, I believe I see him on some crutches. So hopefully that's maybe not him. But
yeah, that's
I do
my
believe.
worry.
Yeah, my worry is it is.
We've been trying to scour for number 23 on that sideline for probably half of a half now. Staff carpet kickoff right now, and it is a squib kick. All-American floors for All-American homes. St. Teresa wrapped up there at the 36-yard line. 3 seconds to go. Jet Smith there on the tackle. And I got to imagine this is probably just a kneel down and take your lead into halftime, right?
I would think so. Again, you don't want to throw an interception. Maybe it's a simple handoff here to Rhodes and see if he can do anything in the open field. But I wouldn't expect anything crazy. Maybe not.
Who knows? It looks like the Raiders are going to keep a few guys back just in case. They run that 3-3-5 defense and get those 5 defensive backs out there.
Yep, and I think we're going to get a kneel down here.
And why not? There's a 21-7 lead here at halftime for St. Teresa on homecoming night. We're going to stay here as Sammy St. Jean looks to track down the head coach here of St. Teresa. But Adam, a really, really good first half if you're a St. Teresa fan.
Yeah, if you're St. Teresa, you're excited. You're going to go into half up 21-7. You capitalized on the turnovers and you took care of business. As a coach, anytime team turns the ball over, you want to make them pay for it, and that's exactly what they did. On the opposite side, Central A&M, you're going to be upset down 21-7, and those 3 turnovers are still looming very large. If you can get that cleared up, you can get right back into the football game. Plenty of time left here in the second half to turn this around. Again, heavy rivalry. They're going to be fired up. They're going to make some adjustments at halftime. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this game goes.
Well, we'll see how much information Sammy St. Jean can get out of the St. Teresa head coach, and he's right there. We'll give it to him right now. Sammy.
Awesome. So we're here with St. Teresa head coach Brent Miller. First half went pretty well. Talking about the defense, a lot of takeaways for you guys.
Yeah, you know what? The guys are playing hard, executing, had a little lapse there at the end, but, we'll get that cleaned up at halftime. Central A&M's a physical team, man, and so I think we're winning the battle in the trenches right now, but that needs to continue if we're going to win this game.
And then offensively, for you guys, a couple missed chances, but the deep shots have looked open for you guys. How are you going to continue to attack in the second half?
I'll tell you what, I love running the ball, and if we can soften them up with the deep passes and allows us to run the ball effectively, that's exactly what we're going to do, but we're looking to finish this thing out.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sammy. The Sangamon County Department of Public Health halftime report is coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching the Sangamon County Department of Public Health halftime report on Friday Night Showdown. This week's law offices of Frederick W. Nessler and Associate Scholar Athletes. From St. Teresa, Elias Smith. Aaliyah is a senior with a 4.378 GPA. She's earned Freshman of the Year for varsity soccer, Offensive Player of the Year twice for varsity volleyball, and is active in National Honor Society, Key Club, SADD, and Spanish Club. Her service includes volunteering at Crossing Garden, the Special Olympics, and fundraising walks for sarcoma research. And from Central A&M, it's James Lee Jesse. James Lee has a 3.5 GPA and plays soccer, basketball, baseball, and football. He's an Eagle Scout and a leader in multiple school and community organizations, including Student Council and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Adopted from Haiti, James Lee's journey from playing soccer barefoot to becoming a committed student athlete showcases his perseverance and hard work. These students are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of the law offices of Frederick W. Nessler and Associates. They're proud to support and encourage exceptional student athletes across Central Illinois. Congratulations to both of this week's scholar athletes. And right now, we're going to send it down to Sammy St. Jean. He's got a couple of representatives from our schools tonight. Sammy, take it away.
Yeah, we are here with our 2 school representatives. First with St. Teresa, it is Matt Schneider. I want to start here with St. Teresa programs and just new improvements here at St. Teresa. What do you guys have going on?
We have a lot going on, actually. We're really carrying on some of the things that have gone on in the past. It's interesting. Mr. Daly here, Larry Daly's with us. He was the principal here for, I don't even remember how many years. I was his assistant for 3 years. So a lot of the things that we have in place are things that he put in place. And we're just trying to grow some of those programs, our dual credits, or advanced placement things, giving our students options and alternatives so that they are really ready to go to college.
Awesome. And then obviously homecoming stuff going on today. A lot of classes being honored during the game, pre-game. Talk to me about all those classes you guys honored today.
At a private school such as ours, those are big things. Bringing our classes back, we've had all the way back to 1965. So to get people back here to honor them, to build on their legacy and try to raise a little money with them is always a good thing for us.
Awesome. Thank you. And now representing Central A&M, we have Larry Daly. You have some ties to St. Teresa. Talk to me about your ties and kind of the transition over to Central A&M.
Oh, yeah. Well, my ties are I was with St. Teresa for 17 years, principal for 9. Once again, Matt was my assistant principal. Great guy, and I know I turned over the reins to a really good person to follow me, and I'm very excited to be at Central A&M. I think it's a wonderful school. We got some great programs going on there as well, especially with our FFA program. Just very, very excited to be there and very enjoyable.
And now talk to me about both excitement to be here and be a part of Friday Night Showdown, but also to be on the other side of a rivalry here.
Yeah, I know, and obviously I was on the other side for that rivalry for a long time, and I always thought Central A&M showed a lot of class when we played them too, and it's one of the big reasons why I came there. I think it was a wonderful community, wonderful fan base. St. Teresa was a great community as well, but I wanted to get a little bit closer to home where I live in Taylorville, and I'm at Central A&M. I really enjoy being there.
Thank you guys both. I'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
It's a 21-7 game right now at halftime. St. Teresa leading the Central A&M Raiders. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to Decatur. You're watching the Sangamon County Department of Public Health halftime report on Friday Night Showdown. And it's time for the Game Day Men's Health Back in the Game segment. Adam, what will it take for the trailing team to get back into this one?
For Central A&M, it's really just a matter of stop turning the ball over, which is easier said than done. St. Teresa is really, as you can see in that replay right there, has taken advantage of opportunities given to them. But I think if Central A&M can correct the turnovers, they can get back into this football game.
A couple of touchdowns there to Tommy Peters, and the big run from Evan Pearsall, who unfortunately during this run aggravated a form of an injury, and we haven't seen him on the field since.
Yeah, he's been off the field, which I'm sure changes things for the Central A&M game plan. But the 3 turnovers have led to points for the St. Teresa Bulldogs. Take advantage of an interception right here, and then just a bomb here to Etchison. Got him to put him up 21-0. And that's really been the story in the first half.
But we got Central A&M coming out back again right after they scored a touchdown, and there is that deep ball that set up their offense extremely well. And here is that touchdown there. Aiden Sykes bringing it in. And that was your halftime show. Central A&M trailing 7-21 of St. Teresa. We're going to send it to break and bring you right back after this. Decatur, Illinois, the site of SEPQ's Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding, family of dealerships. It's 21-7 in favor of St. Teresa. We're going to set it down to Sammy St. Jean, who's standing by with Central A&M's head coach.
Now, we were with Central A&M's Bren Weekly. Coach, you talked to me on Wednesday, the bugaboo plays, those turnovers you had to cut down. How do you limit those in the second half?
We just got to make sure we execute. I think we did some poor job communicating across the field for formations and or plays. I think we talked about it at halftime. Hopefully they got fixed.
And now, towards the end of that first half, we saw really good defensive possession stop as well as the touchdown. What did you see on both sides of the ball to help you get some momentum?
I felt like we did a good job there defensively. It was good for us to get a stop in that situation because it would have been really hard coming back with 4 scores. We come back here. It's our ball coming out at half. We find a way to put it in the end zone. We got a ball game.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
Best
guys.
of luck.
Thank you, Sammy. Hope you're having fun down there on the sideline. I know that's a blast. Spencer Davis up in the booth here with Adam Anderson. And Adam, we've got Central A&M getting the ball back here to start the second half.
Yeah, I think that score before halftime was huge for them, not only to get back in the football game, but to maybe build on some momentum. Halftime does slow everything down, but I think it was good. As Coach Weekly said, they're starting off with the football and get back into this game, and you never know what could happen.
Exactly right. And 21-7. Again, this is something that, Central A&M wants points right out of the gate, I have to think.
Yeah, I would think so, too. Put the pressure back on St. T. They did a decent job there slowing down that last offensive drive that the Bulldogs had. Some adjustments are going to be made here at halftime, so let's see how they kind of counteract and move forward. But I think we're going to be in for a great second half of football.
Again, Central A&M wearing those chrome helmets. And both teams, they've got the award stickers. I don't know exactly, milestone stickers.
Yeah, award stickers. Yeah, you could go with those. And a lot of those on the helmets there. And I'm still mesmerized by the chrome helmets. I love it.
You get kind of lost in the sauce.
You do. You just kind of, it's like a deer in the headlights look as I'm looking at them. But and a special shout out to our guy Paul Wapple. He's not gone. He's just at a wedding, folks. But Spencer's doing a great job up here with me. I don't know if he misses down on the sideline. What do you prefer now? For your first half in?
I enjoy it. This is fun. Football is fun, and especially in a game like this, I don't know if you can ask for a better environment and field, and just all together, it's been a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're a total pro to work with.
I
You make it
don't
a lot
know
of
about
fun.
that. I think until you make it is what I learned a long time ago.
Well, everyone, here is the second half kickoff, brought to you by Staff Carpet, All-American Floors for All-American Homes. Second half action underway, and that is a touchback. And it will be Central A&M with the rock to get things started here in the second half. Adam, do you have any score updates from the area you want to share with us?
Yeah, a few kind of ones that stand out to me as I'm looking across the scoreboard. Athens is up 18-8 over Porta in the Blacktop rivalry. That game was in the second half. SHG's taken a 35-13 lead over Springfield High. I know we expected a tight one on that. SHG started to pull away. Rochester up 21-7 against MacArthur, and then a game we've talked about a few times. Olympia was up 28-22 at halftime against Monroe Forsyth. That would be quite an upset here in high school football.
We talked about trap games on the pregame show, and we talked about how this Central A&M team wants to establish the run. I have to imagine they're going to come out and do the exact same thing here.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of adjustments they made. Again, losing Pearsall early in the first quarter might have adjusted how they're going to attack this St. T defense.
Motion man there. It's the handoff, though, to Smith right up the middle, establishing that run game, and it is close. Right now, we're going to send it down to Sammy St. Jean for the second half. Brant Professional Agriculture Field Conditions. Sammy, how's it looking down there?
Well, one thing I can say about field conditions when you're on turf field, well, the turf, it's the same as it was pregame. So that hasn't changed at all, but in terms of weather, it's gotten a little bit cooler. I don't think it'll impact the game too much. It looks like the clouds have kind of disappeared as well. Looks like smooth sailing the rest of this one, guys.
And again, that cloudy night, not to be tonight.
Yeah.
We'll save that for Halloween.
We'll save it. Yep, I'm okay with that. Just a jet sweep here on first down. Got a few, but up front, I've been very impressed with the St. Teresa defensive line. They've played very well in the first half. It really didn't get much going run-wise for the Central A&M.
Empty backfield. Stenger moving out to his left, looking up the field now, and slings it across the field and broken up there by Cleary.
Was looking for Higgins on that one. Higgins went with the return motion here. Take a look at the replay. That's who Stinger wanted to go to, but he was very well covered, and then got to be careful there throwing that back across your body.
Kind of had that sidearm sling there as well, and it looked like Taylor was coming across there, so, if Cleary's not there, Taylor might have had positioning.
Yeah, that always makes a head coach nervous, throwing the back ball across the field like that.
Stanger back to pass. Deep ball down the left sideline. Caught there. Oh, it was broken up late by Cleary. That was Higgins frustrated with himself there. And it looked like he had it for a second.
Yeah, interested to take a look at the replay here, because he came down with that football, but I think Cleary popped in that left hand right underneath him and knocked it loose. Great defensive play by the St. Teresa Bulldogs.
Such a hard play to not only catch the ball, come down with feet inbounds, and then land safely with it.
Yeah, a lot going on there. And, the unfortunate thing is after that huge first down run by Jet Smith, we were at fourth down very quickly here.
It was interesting. You got the run play for the 10, 11 yards there, and then it was 3 pass plays in a row. And granted, one of them's a touch pass, but, maybe you go back to the right. It's a fake there. Stanger lobbing it. Higgins through his hands. And this is going to be prime real estate to start at for the St. T offense. They had a guy. Higgins was there.
He was there. It was a good throw there by Stanger. That caught everybody off guard. Again, went right back to the same area as that last play almost. I was not thinking that, and great job. And I love the aggressive move by Coach Weekly to go for it here to see if he can keep that momentum and keep things going.
Higgins not loving that right arm right now.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Maybe a turf burn or something like that, because they need him out on the field.
Going to play with 2 high safeties right now. Gavin Paul and the St. Teresa offense back out there. It's Luke Rhodes bouncing to the left, tackled from behind and in front of him, but moves forward there for a good gain in this Bulldogs offense.
Yep, just a different way to read the option there, and slow plays. Rhodes does a good job of, once he takes that football from Paul to turn on the Jets and get upfield. Very impressed by that first down run by St. Teresa.
It's going to be a 2nd and short here. Good opportunity to air it out if you want. You take a shot at the end zone if you really want to. 3rd and manageable if you don't get it here.
And keep an eye on our side of the field. Cleary is one-on-one by himself.
Rhodes with it on the handoff, moves up the field. Looks like he's got enough for a Brant Professional Agriculture first down.
Yeah, nothing special. It looked like the exact same play, just to the opposite side of the field there. And that's enough for a first down.
And it looks like they're going to mark him at the 20. We'll call it the red zone, and we're going to call it the Griffiths Construction Red Zone. When you call Griffiths, you get it Griffiths. 21-7, under 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. St. Teresa driving. They had a great starting field position for this drive after the fake punt went awry. Paul going to send a man in motion. It's the 2-touchdown Peters. Rhodes with the handoff instead. Picked up in the backfield. A great tackle there. Central A&M with a big stop. That's Hunter Poppenhouse.
Yeah, Poppenhouse didn't fall for all the motion and illusion in front of him and just found the ball carrier. And great job to bring Rhodes down in the backfield. That hasn't happened a lot here tonight.
So we've talked about how Central A&M wants to be the one establishing the run. And right now, St. Teresa's been the one that's been able to get more success consistently with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's because the defensive line for St. Teresa has really limited that for the Raiders.
Peters trying to lose a couple tacklers and able to at least spin forward. Looks like he lost some yardage, though, on that play. Tommy Peters with a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was a play that Peters did score on earlier in this football game. Just a simple backfield fake and trying to flip it out in the flat to him, but not much there for him.
Almost a direct snap. It looks like he had to dodge the snap.
Yeah, again, the timing on these plays makes a coach nervous all the time because could hit a thigh pad, it could hit the running back. You never really know.
Or you can snap it and your running back kicks it to the defensive end. Not to rub salt in the wound for Central A&M watchers, but 21-7. It's Paul, plenty of time, down the middle of the field, broken up there. That is not Eli Etchinson. It's Caden Higgins. Looks like the arm's okay.
Yeah, I think he's recovered now. He's fired up after that one. Huge 3rd down stop there as he just poked it in there. Thought he had Etchison there for a second.
Reed Douglas, the intended receiver on that one. We do have a 4th and 15, and Adam, I don't know about kicker range, but you're looking at a pretty lengthy field goal from the 26.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's in Reed Douglas's range, but it looks like we're going to get it off. And don't be surprised if maybe you see a screen pass, trying to get the defensive line maybe coming with a blitz or a little heavy pressure, and you dump it underneath them.
Here is Paul, drops back, wide open. Peters, his 3rd touchdown of the game, and that is a Zephew touchdown. Tommy Peters, 3 of them now.
Have a day, Tommy Peters. Somehow he comes from his slot position, breaks it out towards the corner, and just found a ton of room wide open. You know that's a big one for the Bulldogs coming here out at halftime.
It looked like maybe some zone coverage there, and Peters just cut up right in between the 2 zones, it looked like.
Yeah, and it almost looked like Caden Higgins there just got caught looking in the backfield and not paying attention to what routes the receivers were running here out of that trips formation.
All right, well, after the touchdown, it's 28-7, 3 touchdowns for Tommy Peters, and the Bulldogs taking a 21-point lead into the break. Welcome back to Decatur, Illinois. St. Teresa, our host here on Zephew's Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding's family of dealerships. It's a 28-7 lead for St. Teresa over Central A&M. I don't say this lightly. I think I'm going to call him Tommy Touchdowns today. Tommy Peters, 3 touchdowns, and may not be Tom Brady, but 3 touchdowns to the name is pretty good as a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's a pretty good day. Sometimes that's a few games for a high school wide receiver. But Tommy Peters still finding ways to find open areas against his Central A&M defense. But great job at the play design to get him open.
Here is another kickoff brought to you by Staff Carpet, All-American Floors for All-American Homes. Central A&M running this one up. Looks like it's Higgins. Higgins up near the 35-yard line, and that is where the offense will start for Central A&M. Adam, their offense got a first down at the very first play, and then 3 straight plays of almost negative plays. And right now, actually, we've got our Gruning Health and Wellness sideline report from Sammy St. Jean. Sammy, what do you have?
Now, guys, Central A&M obviously got to do a little bit more to get back into this game, but one thing that's been very important to them this season has been their new co-op with Okaw Valley, a 2-year agreement between the two schools to just help field numbers and help these two teams playing football. You've seen some of the injuries for Central A&M. They've been dealing with them all season. Coach told me on Wednesday that if they didn't have the reinforcements from Okaw Valley, they might not have been able to play this game. Back to you guys.
Appreciate that, Sammy. They're going to need all the help they can get in the second half as they look to come back. It's a deep ball there, and Higgins gets tackled.
That's going to be a pass interference.
That's a free one.
Yeah, it is. That's 15 yards all day. You don't have to be an official or know the game of football very well to know that that's going to be a penalty on the Bulldogs.
Tackling's okay most of the time, just not at that particular moment by Alex Garwood.
No, but honestly, I had a coach tell us this in high school. If it's between a touchdown and taking him down, take him down every time. Because in high school football, it is not a spot penalty like college and the NFL. It's just 15 yards. So sometimes you're almost better taking the 15-yard penalty than potentially giving up 6 points.
Well, and in that case, you still get your first down. You get a Brant Professional Agriculture first down off of it. Very first play, no completion, no rushing yards, but you move 15 yards up the field.
Can't beat that.
Stenger going to take the snap here from the 48-yard line. Man in motion is Higgins. Stenger looking down the left sideline. Got a man there. It's Seitz and couldn't bring it in.
Would have been a tough catch there for Seitz, but it looks like maybe Central A&M is found a spot of the field that they want to take some shots at. Higgins, the speedster, has put a lot of pressure on this defense, and maybe that's what they're going to use him as a decoy a few times to try to get the ball out to Seitz, but couldn't bring that one in.
And he had Garwood beat there.
Yeah, he did.
We'll see if they air it out again. He's got trips to his left. Stenger does. Man in the backfield with him. Man in motion is Seitz. Hands off there. Left side, Smith. Smith rumbling up the field. Looks like he's going to be about 3 to 4 yards short, making it a third and manageable for this Raiders offense.
And I'd be surprised if we saw the punt team the rest of the night here from Central A&M until they get back even on this scoreboard. But Jet Smith right here made a few players miss and then got upfield.
So much of that misdirection. You get that guy coming across Seitz there. But it's just that halfback going right where he left. Another man in motion. It's Higgins this time. Fakes the touch pass. Stenger trying to move up the field and wrapped up well. Maybe getting a couple of inches on that. And it's going to be a 4th and 3 if the Raiders want to go for this.
You know, Coach Britt Miller talked about halftime how physical Central A&M is. Give credit to his guys. They've been right here on the physicality. Stenger right here taking a few big hits, trying to get a little help there from Jet Smith, but not enough. But 4th and short here. You got a lot of plays in your playbook here that you can call and feel comfortable about. Let's see what Coach Weegley decides.
4 guys out wide. It's Jet Smith in the background, moving to the right hip of Stenger. Stenger going to throw this one. It's a quick out. Seitz brings it in. Got enough for a Brant Professional Agriculture first down before he's tackled there. Credit that one to Tylen Davis.
Yeah, just a simple out route. You know, put it in your athlete's hands, see what he can do. They gave him enough cushion there that Stenger could deliver that ball to Seitz right at the sticks to see if he could get the rest on the first down.
5 wide for Stenger here. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Stenger looking out to his left. Fakes to the right. Gets to the right. And that is Spinner getting 2 feet. They could call that one a catch on Sundays, right?
Yeah, you could.
Any day of the week. We're in the midst of, 43 straight days of football?
Love it. My wife does not, but I love every minute of it.
Some high-quality high school football around the area as well. Right now in front of you, St. Teresa up on their rivals, the Central A&M Raiders, but it's the Raiders looking to get another one into the end zone. Stenger in the shotgun, sends a man in motion. Higgins, it's a handoff. Oh no, he keeps it himself. Stenger looking to juke, drops a man for a moment and tackled there by 3 members of the Bulldogs defense.
Going to be pretty close to, let's see where they mark him down. I think he's got, yep, they're moving the chains, so he did get enough for a first down.
That's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. Stenger with that. Nice. You know, it's hard as a quarterback. You don't have a lot of momentum. You get that DN crashing on you like that, and able to lose him and muscle his way for a first down. Stenger back to throw to the sideline and not caught there by Spinner.
Yeah, that was tight coverage there on Spinner. Tried to put that one low and in a pocket. But again, great defensive coverage by the St. Teresa Bulldogs.
It's going to be a 2nd and 10. And Adam, I don't know. Obviously, you need to score a little bit quicker than you normally would be in the first half, but it seems like that running game's clicking a little bit.
Yeah, and I liked the tempo that Central A&M was going with. You have to be careful because your guys are playing defense too, but I like the up tempo and putting the pressure on the St. Teresa defense to get set before they go.
Here's Stenger back to pass. Heat able to lose a man for a moment. Ball loose in the air. It's caught by Cox. Cox down the left sideline, getting chased down and tripped up near the 43. Laundry on the field, but a great reaction there by Cox. Already has an interception today, if I'm correct. And
yeah,
he just picked up a second one.
He had the first one. The freshman had that first interception on 4th down. Let's see what the penalty is.
Good hands by the ref there.
We had a holding.
Holding on Central A&M, so that interception is going to stay, and that's a huge play for the St. Teresa Bulldogs.
Tanner Cox, a freshman, with a couple of huge interceptions, and I don't think that's what you want to see when you're the rival, seeing a freshman giving you problems.
No, not at all, but take a look at this replay. He had heavy pressure in his face right off, and it was Cox who came with the pressure and had enough wherewithal to swipe at that football as Stinger went to throw it and then made the play. That's a very smart play for that young man.
Yeah, do you call that an interception or a fumble?
Whatever you call it, he did it correctly.
It's a handoff. Rhodes looking to lose a couple guys, but cannot. It's a good physical play there by Central A&M.
Let's see if the Bulldogs maybe slow it down a little bit, but this game is still not out of hand.
Man down here on the sideline. Looks like a member of Central A&M.
I hope it's just the dreaded second half cramps here.
No kidding. We've had a lot of them. Warmer weather all season. St. Teresa up 28-7. They look to drive this one down the field as well. Again, Adam, it's been the takeaways. We talked with Sammy. Sammy talked with the head coaches. Here's a replay on that interception fumble. Takeaway, we'll call it.
We'll call it a takeaway, but popped it out of his hand and still had enough, vision on it to get the ball back and catch it in the air.
That takes a whole lot of focus there. 5:07 left here in the third quarter. It's a 2nd and 12. It'll take place after the man down is helped out. Both teams' training staffs out there taking a look. These numbers kind of blocked from my vantage point. But Adam, I can see scrolling social media. Do you have any score updates? But hold that thought, Adam. We're taking a look at our fan cam here, which is brought to you by Smart Local 218. It's the fan cam. Taking a look at the fans here, and again, a bit of a somber moment as it looks like the man on the field, Hunter Poppenhouse, who had a nice play earlier in the game, is walking off under his own power.
Yeah, that's good to see. Looks like limping a little bit, but I think he's going to be okay. And that, injuries are been unfortunate, but A&M's has suffered quite a few here tonight, so hopefully he can get back on the field.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about playing both ways. There's not a lot of time to rest. You're out there for 48 minutes.
Yeah, you get a little tired.
It's Gavin Paul at quarterback in the pistol. Hands off. It's Luke Rhodes. Ran right into the back of his offensive line. No gaps opened up on that.
Yeah, not sure what changes they made at halftime defensively, but up front, Central A&M's done a very good job of slowing down Rhodes in this run game.
But at the same time, even if you can force to a 4th and long, this Bulldogs offense more than capable of making you pay.
Yeah, absolutely. They did on last drive. You got to keep an eye on Tommy touchdown, number 22, Tommy Peters. He's found gaps in this defense and made big plays when they needed him to.
Peters split out to the right along with a couple of other options here. Forced Gavin Paul. It is going to go to Tommy touchdowns. Peters looking to juke. Able to lose a man up the field now. Past the first down marker for a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. And beyond the 30-yard line in the St. Teresa offense, once again, converting on a long third or fourth down.
Yeah, great job by St. Teresa. Just give it to Peters and get him out in the open and see if he can make a play. And he's consistently done that here tonight for St. Teresa.
That's something I kind of see on my rosters here, Adam. It looks like 3 starters are seniors on either offenses. There's a lot of young guys out here. And Pearsall, I believe, the only starter for the Central A&M side that's a senior.
Yeah, and I doesn't have, neither team has a ton of upperclassmen, so a lot of talent is going to be back next year.
Great tackle there by Caden Higgins. That was the man that couldn't quite wrap up Peters on that last play, making sure that Luke Rhodes felt that one a little extra, I think.
Yeah, came flying up from his safety position and made a play here, because if not, Luke Rhodes could have turned that into a huge gain.
Junior there, like Adam just said, a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores, some freshmen out there. Tanner Cox making a huge impact on defense for St. Teresa, freshman. But again, there's a lot of young guys out there right now, and you have to imagine they'll rekindle this rivalry with good taste in the mouth for some and maybe not as much for others. A lot of game left, though. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Paul going to pitch. It's Rhodes looking to go right. Stiff arms. Gets through a couple of guys, but can't get all the way to the edge as it's Jet Smith and Chaz Brownmeyer bringing him down.
Yeah, just a toss play out, and he was able to get the edge on one defender on Max Taylor there, but great pursuit to bring him down. St. Teresa being very methodical here with their play calling and when they're approaching the line of scrimmage. Again, they want to shorten this game. The clock is their friend, even though we're here in the third quarter.
It's a handoff, Rose lowering the shoulder, and he looks like he's going to get to about the 21-yard line. Not much on that, and it will be a fourth down. Well, Adam, what do you do here? I think you got to go for it. You've had success on your last drive on the fourth down.
Obviously, you're not in a situation where you have a kicker who can automatically put this one in. So let's see what Gavin Paul and the Bulldogs do here. Again, you got to keep an eye on 22, Tommy Peters. He's turned that last fourth down into a touchdown. You don't want that to happen again.
Similar formation to that big pickup that he had on third down earlier. To the left hip is Rhodes. Paul trying to get somebody over. And it looks like it was the defense that went across the line first. And I believe that'll be a Brant Professional Agriculture first down and take us into the Griffiths Construction red zone. When you call Griffiths, you get a Griffiths.
Coach Wigley's going to be upset. It's little things like that in a game like this where things haven't been going exactly the way you had planned, and giving them a free first down on a fourth and medium. That's gonna bother you for a few days.
And St. T returning the favor. I think it was Central A&M did that to them earlier in the game. It's Peters in motion. New running back onto the field, lowering the shoulder there for St. Teresa. That's Kobe Chapman getting the touch on that one.
Chapman, again, just a sophomore, too.
When you talk about it, obviously you want experience on the field, but at the same time, the experience that these young guys are getting, a couple years, year from now, they've got that big game experience already.
Yeah, and by week 7, your sophomores aren't sophomores anymore. Everybody's about a year older by the time you get this late in the season. You hope they start to play like it.
Peters in motion. Paul to Peters. Peters
has a dangerous throw. I saw Max Taylor sitting there the whole way. I'm not sure Gavin Paul saw him at all. But Taylor just standing there almost waiting for Peters to try to catch that ball so he could deliver a hit. They were lucky that didn't go the other way.
Yeah, what's the phrase? The hospital ball?
Yeah, that is a There's another term we called it in college, but I cannot say that one on air.
We'll just stick with that, the hospital ball then. Kobe Chapman also, he is wearing a boxer glove on that left hand right now.
Yeah, I would assume he had some kind of hand injury, but that is a large covering on that left hand.
That is Chapman moving up the field there. Can't quite tell how close he is to the first down. Maybe a 4th and 3.
Yeah, let's call it a long 3 here, and I think they're going to let this one run down and go in the 4th quarter. St. Teresa's done great on this job again, taking their time, using this clock to their advantage, because they know Central A&M can strike quickly, so let's shorten the game if we can, and they've been doing that.
They're controlling it well with that run game. 28-7, St. Teresa leading here on homecoming night. 4th quarter action coming up here on Stepfuse Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding's family of dealerships. It's a 21-point lead here in Decatur, Illinois. St. Teresa hosting the Central A&M Raiders. Teams having fun out there, kids having fun out there. I guess they're all kids. But here's Paul in the shotgun. Out route is too strong. That was clearly, excuse me.
It was clearly a bad pass. No. Yeah, just got a little too much on that one. Tried to, little in and out there to create some separation. 4th down. You're not hurt much there. Again, Coach Miller's going to be upset they didn't get a first down and continue this drive. But Central A&M's got to dial something up here as we get into the 4th quarter.
I don't know if our cameras fully picked it up, but Dougie Craw epitomizing what a two-way player is. He just stood from his offensive line spot, and maybe he's moved 3 inches, waiting to play his D-line spot.
Sometimes it's not worth just running back there to know you're going to go right back out there. So just kind of stand there and wait and see what happens.
Central A&M backed way up here in their own 10-yard line. Stanger in the shotgun. Going to roll out to his right. Pump fakes once, throws a spinner out of bounds. Good catch there by one of the coaches. Great hands. If you're Central A&M here, you got to get something going and something going fast.
Yeah. Again, the clock's going to be your enemy. Time's going to be working against you from here on out. You're still in this football game. By no means is this over. They've scored points quickly before during this season. They've got a chance to do that again. Just have to build on positive plays there.
Stanger in that pistol look. Looks out to his left. It's a good move there from Higgins, able to lose a tackle. Cutting up the field. Tackled hard there at the 23-yard line. As Higgins a little slow to get up, but a big first down there, a brand professional agriculture first down.
Yeah, some nifty moves there from Higgins. He's got some speed. A lot of hard hits here tonight. There's going to be a lot of sore bodies tomorrow.
Might not be moving as fast at the homecoming dance,
yeah,
huh?
I definitely would be, yeah.
It's a pump fake. Stanger rolling out to his right now. Flings it with the right hand and left a little short there for a spinner.
Yeah, and that's a long throw there for Stanger in the middle of the field, out past the opposite number. So it's a tough throw, especially under duress like that, where he couldn't get his feet set.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to watch these two quarterbacks after they get a snap. Gavin Paul so upright. There's been multiple times today I thought the whistle got blown.
Yeah,
he stands
he's very calm. He's very almost too calm back there in my mind, but and I believe that's just how he manages things and goes through it. Stanger's very active. He keeps moving around. He wants to make things go, and I think that's the difference between two of them. Stanger is definitely a guy that if he doesn't see anything, he's going to pull it down and run.
Stanger seeing something, and that is the sideline. He's able to get rid of that one, and I believe this will bring up a third down and 10.
Yeah, they tried to go back to the throwback screen to the tight end, Taylor, and at that point, the first time tonight, St. Teresa snuffed it out and did not leave him open, so he had nowhere to go with that football.
Adam, here's another score update for you. It's 50-30 in favor of Olympia, 9:20 left.
Wow.
Again, that was one of our bubble teams. 3-3 into this game. They needed to win at least 2 of their last 3.
Coming off what I would say was a pretty big upset with losing to New Berlin. And speaking of New Berlin, in a trap game, Williamsville up 53-7 against the Pretzels.
Stanger clocked there and chucks it out of bounds. Hard shot, got right back up to his feet. That's what you want to see out of your quarterback. Well, I don't know if you want to see your quarterback getting rocked like that, but
yeah, he's a little upset at himself. He put that one out there, but a little too far up the sideline there. And I go back to, I wonder how much Coach Weekly and the Raiders had to adjust their offensive game plan after losing Pearsall so early into this game. You know, you get him back. He's a really good running back, a great player. And then as he goes down, you have to make a quick adjustment to maybe what you practiced all week.
Awesome shot there from our crew, as always, and some laundry on the field.
And they're going to move 5 yards back.
28-7, St. Teresa leading Central A&M.
It's been a night of a lot of points as I look around at other scores. Pleasant Plains, who needs to stay in the win column, 27-14 over Pittsfield. Porta has come all the way back, is now up 22-18 on Athens. That's a game both teams need to win if they're looking for playoffs. Quincy Notre Dame at last check was 21-0 over Jacksonville. 2 teams that don't have playoff hopes, but it's been a battle. Auburn up 33-28 on Riverton. That one's gone back and forth. That looks like it's been an entertaining game. And Rochester up 31-14 over MacArthur.
Little stoppage of play here. Everyone enjoying the atmosphere, I think. 28-7. St. Teresa up 28-7.
Running out of time here, and Coach Weekly's going to call it. I think he got a timeout before the flag came out.
That looks like it. We're going to call it one. That is a Woods Basement Systems timeout, to be specific. 11:14 left here in the fourth quarter. And again, this second half, it's been a little slower, a little more dysfunctional, I think, for both teams. Less turnovers, though.
Yeah, you know, had the one interception, fumble, whatever we're going to call it there on the last drive. But once, you know, the fake punt led to the St. Teresa touchdown and them going up 28-7. The next time they got the football, they're very methodical with when they're calling the play and getting on the ball, when to snap it. They've slowed this game down, and I think that is definitely by design.
They've done it very effectively. Tommy Peters, again, 3 touchdowns on the game so far. Everyone enjoying the energy here. I don't know if Central A&M enjoying it as much.
I'm sure the Raiders fan, I don't know if there's a crowd at Crawford's in Moweaqua, what a great place to enjoy some pizza, but I'm sure there's not a lot of happy faces in Raiderville.
A lot of happy faces here in Decatur, at least on the Decatur side of the stands.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Weekly draws up here on 4th down outside of this timeout.
Still 50-30. (28-7) St. Teresa up. Shot of the mascot enjoying the night. 11:14 to go.
The Bulldog is here. Gonna have to get rid of it. That one's out of bounds. St. Teresa's got to be. Coach Brett Miller's excited about that one.
Yeah, big out there again, forcing a turnover, and they're gonna turnover on downs. Excuse me. And they're gonna have the ball in again. Great field position.
Yeah, they're gonna start out in our Griffiths Construction red zone here.
And when you call Griffiths, you get a Griffiths.
But heavy pressure, and Stanger had to flush himself out of the pocket and just let that one go, and ball just sailed out of bounds.
And that's just kind of been the storyline here for Central A&M. They've just had a problem getting that offense started.
Yeah, and
in the second half.
Credit to the St. T defense. They've really kept this offense in check tonight. and capitalized on the turnovers.
It's Paul handing off Rhodes. And bottled up there. Not much to do. Looks like he lost a couple of yards as well.
It's a final in the blacktop bragging rights. Porta has beat Athens 22-18, so Porta will go to 4-3 on the year.
Sounds right. I think that was another one of those bubble watch teams. Yeah, 4-3.
Now Athens will move to 4-3 actually with the loss.
And they'll have a big game against New Berlin next week. Athens, that is. Port AC with Riverton and Pittsfield left.
Speaking of Riverton, the Hawks are up 36-33 on Auburn with a minute left in that football game.
Paul on the slant route to Cleary. Cleary looking to cut up field, and...
Nope, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 2.5-2-yard line.
It's enough for a Brant Professional Agriculture first down there on 2nd and 12. And that's just kind of been the way things have gone today, is even the deep yardage, they're still picking up those first downs or touchdowns.
Yep, and Paul delivered a good ball there to his guy, Cleary, and he's got some speed on the outside. He just turns on the jets as he turns the corner, but great camera work right there. His foot did hit that white sideline before he could reach that ball in the end zone.
It's going to be a quick run up to the football here. And it's Paul looking to do it himself. Or the ball
came
out
loose.
And was that Cleary carrying it?
It was Cleary. He came in at a Wildcat. That ball pops loose, so Central A&M's got to be excited about that.
Max Taylor coming up with the football there. They gave it a different kind of look, and that is Cleary.
Yeah, on the Wildcat look, but it was actually...
I think that's Emmett Stenger that punched that out.
Yeah, that Stenger pulled that ball out as Cleary was trying to get in the end zone. A great job by Stenger to help out his defense here, and let's see if they can come back the other way. Still 10 minutes left in this football game.
He does have that end zone breathing down his neck. He's going to drop back. It's a quick throw to give him some space, and it's caught, shedding a couple of tackles. It looks like that's a spinner. Close to a first down, but able to at least get his offense some breathing room.
Yeah, it makes things a little bit more comfortable back there. Good throw to deliver it out to Spinner.
It's a 2nd and 2 is what it looks like. Stenger rolling to his right, a pump fake, looking to run now. Going to juke up field, slide away, dragged by somebody. They're saying he did not cross the line of scrimmage originally, so it's just an incomplete pass.
Stenger doing his best improv act out here, just trying to keep that one alive. And at one point, I think we both thought he was just going to turn upfield and see if he could get a first down by himself. But instead of taking a sack, he was able to deliver that ball upfield and live to 3rd down.
It's a 3rd and 2. 9:32 to go. Once the clock is stopped here on a 3rd down. Man in motion. It's a handoff instead. And they are going to lose yards, it looks like there. Jet Smith not able to get anything going on that run.
So this will bring us to another big 4th down here for Central A&M. You're obviously going to go for it.
Got to go for it. You got to hope you get this one if you're not going to convert on the next one. At least give the offense or defense a chance here.
Yep.
Stenger in the shotgun. And I think they got some motion from that St. Teresa. And they did. An offside.
I've got
a free first down. Brant Professional Agriculture free first down. Just a little bit jumpy there.
Those, as a head coach, those will make you mad. Guy closest to the football is the one that jumps off sides. Got to keep an eye on the ball.
Josh Houston giving the first down to Central A&M. And again, it's go time for this Raiders offense. You got to get points. You got to get them fast. Stenger looking to do just that. And it's picked off there by, looking for a number here now, 23 for St. Teresa. That's Tylen Davis with another turnover for this St. Teresa defense. And they've just really made life difficult here for Stanger, just put a little too much air on it.
Yep, he had a pocket to deliver that football in between the two defenders, and that just sailed on him. Tylen Davis made a play on it. You know, after getting that free first down on fourth down, and you come back and an unfortunate turnover, but great job by St. Teresa to take advantage. The defense has played really, really well tonight.
And St. Teresa will take over here on their own 46. It's a handoff, and that play is blown up. And we are going to send it down to the field for Gruning Health and Wealth sideline report. Sammy, take it away.
Now, guys, this game obviously is still underway, but we had a game suspended and end early. Over at Urbana against Rich Woods, looking to get a result, their first win of the season. However, that one suspended at halftime. Both teams got in a fight in Urbana. They were deemed to have too many players that would be ejected to continue. That game suspended. We apparently have highlights from that one coming up on News Channel 20 in our post-game show. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. I don't know if it's the boxing highlights or...
That's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And at 14-14 now, that game will be left up to the IHSA to determine if there is a winner or if they're going to call that just a no contest or how you move forward with that. Because obviously we don't tie here in high school football. So that'll be up to leaving that one up to people in Bloomington to determine who wins and loses that game.
And it's a keeper there.
It's a new quarterback, Eric Hayden, the junior, into the football game.
Yeah, Eric Hayden getting his first kind of action here at quarterback. Seems like St. Teresa's fairly confident they've got this one in the palm of their hands, we'll call it.
Starting to see a few more numbers. Eric Hayden, I believe, is the son of assistant coach John Hayden, too.
Okay, getting a little action here on homecoming. 28-7, under 7 to go. St. Teresa running on their punt team a little late, 15 seconds to snap it. Davis running off the field. Man deep is Seitz for the Raiders. Douglas to boom it away, and does so, end over end. Ball tracking now, rolling inside of the 10-yard line, and going to be down there around the 9. A good punt there, down by Tommy Peters. He's doing a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of, he's been all over the map here. So I just checked again. It's Olympia up 50-36, 7:51 left in the fourth quarter. Kind of right down the road here in Maroa. That would be a big upset in my opinion. Maroa Forsyth going to be on Friday Night Showdown next week. The team they will play, the Waynesville Bullets, took care of business tonight and win 53-7 over New Berlin.
That's going to be a fun one. Stenger, little confusion there. Able to get loose, though, bouncing out to the left, switching hands, and able to track down to the sideline. And enough for a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. It's like a 12-yard run for the quarterback.
Yeah, Stenger kind of hid behind his offensive lineman right there. Not sure they knew where the ball was, but he popped out and got enough for a first down.
Now, if you're Williamsville and you're seeing a very close game by Maroa Forsyth and Olympia, does that maybe cause a little extra concern? Forsyth might be a little extra motivated next week?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd want Maroa Forsyth coming off of a loss that a lot of people probably predicted they wouldn't get. Oh,
Davis drops pick number 2.
As that ball came out of Stenger's hand, he had a man deep there that didn't get enough on that one. Lucky that Davis didn't bring home his second straight interception.
And he's got the gloves on and everything.
Yep, that one will hurt when he goes back and watches the replay.
He's got one pick to his name, so he can't be too disappointed.
But yeah, to go back to, and I know Coach Coons and Coach Joseph, however that game ends up, they're going to have those guys ready to go, because St. Teresa Maroa Forsyth would still have an opportunity to share the conference title if they were to beat Waynesville next week. Waynesville with a win would essentially wrap that one up almost. Week 9, barring a Week 9 matchup.
Stenger down the sideline. Garwood goes down. Looked like a tangle of feet. And it looks like Max Taylor a little slow to get up as well. Him and Garwood coming together.
Yeah, no harm, no foul in that one. I don't think it was a real uncatchable or a catchable ball. So no penalty there on either side.
Good spiral there from
Stenger to deliver it downfield like that, especially, again, rolling to his left. It's not an easy throw to make.
Taylor certainly a little sore. 10 seconds on the game clock here. So got to get the snap off in time. 5 now. Stenger in the shotgun. Drops back. Flag on the plate. Sights in the flat and taken down by Luke Rhodes.
Going to be a hold here on Central A&M.
White, 66 white, right? Okay, we got hold.
And it is
here.
holding.
We're going to decline the penalty.
Looks like Olympia just punted. 5:53 to go. 50-36 the score in that game. Here's a look at that potential holding call. And yes, that is a hold. I believe by the book. Like a training video.
Yes.
I think this is a hold.
If you want to call a hold, this would be what you would call. This is what you're looking for.
And I imagine in the film session will be, let's not do this.
Yes.
28-7 again, a very fun game so far. Some awesome plays throughout. Central A&M and St. Teresa renewing their rivalry. They had a year off last year. But this is a game that St. Teresa wanted to get back. They had lost the previous meeting.
Yep, and that was on Friday Night Showdown, a game we did up the road at Milliken as this stadium was still under renovation.
And trouble there and taken down. It's Zane Justice with the sack. St. Teresa getting another stop. At this time, we'd like to thank Jimmy John's for providing tonight's meal for the crew. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. The crew enjoying a sandwich, as we see. We all love Jimmy John's.
Yeah, we all love it. Had a few. JD taking his post back there, eating another. Happy birthday to our replay guy, Cole. Big birthday in there. We couldn't do what we do without him. He does a great job. Hopefully he enjoys an extra Jimmy John's cookie here tonight. Maybe an Italian sub. You never know. It depends on whatever JD leaves for everybody.
Yeah, replay is certainly something that really adds to your viewing experience, and Cole does a fantastic job.
Yep. We are blessed to have the crew that we have.
Clock running after the run play there by Chapman. And I want to say, Adam, is this Griffith's Construction Red Zone?
It is. We are in the Griffith's Construction Red Zone.
Again, you get late in the game, and you know Central A&M's got to go for it, but they've just had to unfortunately concede in some really rough spots here.
And that was one of the, on that fourth down play, that was one of the first times Stenger actually took a true sack, which he had evaded a lot of those tonight. Again, a drop snap there by Hayden is going to really move back to Bulldogs here.
It's Kwame Calhoun with the sack. Played some running back today as well. And again, like you said, Adam, you got to think how much that game plan changed with Pearsall going down early.
Yeah, he's a big part of your offense. He had some really good runs. Goes down, doesn't come back in. I'm sure that changed a lot of things. Practice time is very limited, and when you have a smaller team and you've got guys doing a lot of stuff, your backups don't get a ton of reps at maybe a position they didn't learn, and we're going the other way.
It's Seitz with the interception, looking to cut back up the field, up the middle of the field. He's got a couple guys tracking behind him, looking to break through some room to the 40 and slides down near the 38-yard line. A great return there by Aiden Seitz. Just too much air, it looked like, from Gavin Paul.
Yep, Paul delivered this one just in between two receivers, so I'm not sure if he was looking underneath with that one or if he was trying to reach it back over the top, but it wasn't to Etchison, but it wasn't to Peters either. So good job by Seitz to not only make the catch, but bring it back into St. Teresa territory.
And guess what his reward is? More football.
More football.
3:20 left, Adam, in Moreau Forsyth versus Olympia, and Forsyth picked off in the end zone.
Uh-oh.
Going down to the wire over there, and that's exactly what you come to expect later on in the season.
Yeah.
Not that you want to see teams lose. And we are actually going to take a break right now. 28-7, St. Teresa leading here at home. 4:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. An awesome shot of the moon. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Set Fuse Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Riding's family of dealerships right now. Welcome back to Decatur, Illinois. 28-7 in favor of St. Teresa in their rivalry game against Central A&M. Spencer Davis, Adam Anderson with you. 4:20 to go here in the fourth quarter after the interception by Aiden Seitz. It'll be the Raiders back on offense and looking to get some points and maybe make this end a little frisky. Stanger back to pass. It's a quick throw. It's Seitz who just picked off that pass, and he's got some more room running up the field and going down there near the 27-yard line. Enough for a Brant Professional Agriculture first down as well.
Great screen pass there to Seitz. I think the timeout was almost to let him catch his breath because they knew they're going to need him, and especially in a big way on this drive.
Stanger back in the shotgun. Man to his right is Smith. To his right is Stanger. Stanger rolling, runs out of room, flips one up. Spinner can't bring it in. And no flags on the play. A little bit of contact there, but official did not feel it was going to warrant a flag.
Yeah, ball kind of sailed on Spinner, too. Stanger was running out of room there on the sideline and just needed to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's the difficult part of when you roll your quarterback out every time. Eventually, you can't keep running side to side.
You're going to run out of some real estate there, and that came up quickly on Stanger. He had done a good job here tonight of getting rid of it. Again, he hasn't taken a lot of sacks outside of that last fourth down they had, but let's see if Central A&M can get in the end zone.
Stanger keeps it, rolls, throws, Seitz looking to get a couple blocks, shakes left. He's looking for the sideline, got it. Looking for the end zone.
See if they're going to mark him out or
down at the half. Touchback.
They're going to say he dropped the football before he went over the.
Of all of the possible scenarios, I did not see a touchback coming from it. Garwood a little shaken up there by St. T, getting a replay here.
Let's take a look at the replay. Threw it out, made a heck of a move right here to get to the outside. As he stretched out for it, he lost the football.
I thought he was out here, Adam. I think his foot steps out before the ball comes loose.
His foot is out on the 1 yard line right there. The ball is still in his hands. And I think as he tried to stretch it, the ball came loose.
And again, that we have the benefit of replay. The officials do not. But it did look like, Adam, it looked like he stepped out of bounds before he lost that ball.
Just, again, I guess if you're Central A&M, kind of a cherry on top of an unfortunate day that you've had here tonight against the St. Teresa Bulldogs.
Tommy Peters getting that catch and wrapped up right around the 21-yard line. Yeah, we've seen some crazy turnovers today.
Yeah, that I did not anticipate seeing that. I wondered as he ran down what the discussion was going to be, and as he slowed down, I'm like, oh, he stepped out of bounds on the one, but he put his hand in the air for the touchback. I was surprised to see it.
The clock is going to run down here as St. Teresa looking to finish this one out on offense. 4 out wide here for Gavin Paul, man in motion. He's going to hand off to the man in motion. And cutting up the field now, drops a man. Plenty of room. Still going, looking to get a block. All the way to the end zone. It's Reed Douglas. Touchdown and a set-view touchdown to put the icing on the cake for St. T.
Great job by Douglas on that run. He's got to be tired. He turned on the jets there as he got into the second level. But unbelievable play and way to cap off this very well played football game for St. Teresa.
And you talk about the importance of position groups here as we get a replay on this. Eli Etchison comes into frame here, and he throws a huge block, or not even really a block. He just kind of gets in the way.
Gets in his way, but hey, that's a block's a block. You slowed him down, and Douglas has some speed, and he used every bit of it right there. Now he's got to turn around and try to kick this extra point.
Three-phase player and puts it through. Not as much juice on that one as his previous ones, I don't think. There it is. Looks a little tired.
Yep, and just it goes back to the old quicksand theory here for Central A&M. You got one thing bad happen, and as you try to fight to get out of that, another bad thing happens, and then the next thing you know, you're in over your head with the quicksand. But you got to just build on positive plays here. You got 3 minutes left in the game. Positive plays. Think about what you could do to end this game on a high note.
Waiting to kick off, 35-7 St. Teresa. 3 touchdowns from Tommy Peters. Eli Etchison with another, and then that capped off by Reed Douglas. Central A&M will get the kickoff here. And I'll be interested to see what kind of offensive strategy. Have the game a little out of hand by this point. I know they're banged up. I could see them maybe just trying to get out of Dodge here.
Yep. Just deciding that, hey, let's maybe put in a few reserve guys, younger guys, and get out of here with our heads held high. Again, you just want to, have some positive things. Coach Weekly's guys aren't going to quit until this game's over, but just to, unfortunate with the touchback as you're going in to maybe make this a 14-point game. To now we're back to a 28-point game. That stinks. As I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, what is? I made myself confused with math right there.
That's a staff carpet kickoff right there, as it's brought back up to the 35-yard line, and that is where Central A&M will start their offense in this fourth quarter. 2:47 to go in the fourth.
I was looking for some other scores around. I think SHG has now extended their lead. Springfield High came back, made it a one-score game. It's now 49-33 Sacred Heart Griffin, though that one, 3 minutes left in that game. So Springfield High's got a lot of catching up to do and might be running out of time. So we could be talking about Sacred Heart Griffin, your Central State 8 West champions.
Yeah, we've arrived at that fun time of the season where you can start calling people champions. And again, we saw Sacred Heart Griffin earlier in the year. They're really darn good.
Yes, and we'll get to see Springfield High to end the year. So,
yeah, they'll have a tough matchup against Glenwood as Seitz brings this one out to the right, looking to get to the sideline and just goes out of bounds. A couple guys slow to get up here on Central A&M's offensive line. And I believe, Adam, the upset is going to be complete with Olympia beating Forsyth.
Moreau Forsyth. That's going to send shockwaves through the state of Illinois in two-way football. Moreau Forsyth, your number one team in 2A. A lot of teams have pegged them as a heavy favorite to at least make it back to Bloomington. And that upset is going to raise some eyebrows.
50-36 final just came through.
And not just an upset, 50 points on that defense. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No. Now, if
that.
you told me 50-36 in favor of Moreau Forsyth,
yes.
I could have seen it. That was the score of last week with Williamsville and Olympia.
Yep. But
talk about a tough slate, too, for Olympia, back-to-back.
Yeah, and now Moreau Forsyth, you got the Bullets coming to town, too. So it doesn't get easier for them looking ahead.
Calhoun shedding a couple tacklers. Thought about a little hurdle there, electing not to.
Yeah, nothing good ever happens when you leave your feet. So, but he did get enough for a first down.
Yeah, called a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. Again, like you said, usually you don't like seeing your guy with the football going up in the air.
No, there's a lot of bad things that can happen. We're not all Saquon Barkley.
No. A handoff, or a fake handoff, that is. Stanger out to the left. It's Seitz looking to get to the sideline and stopping the clock again. 1:57. And they're going to keep the clock ticking a little bit. Give them a couple seconds back as well. 1:55 left on the game clock here. 35-7. Here in the fourth quarter, St. Teresa again really good start to the game, a lot of takeaways, and then again, their offense really came alive in that first half especially, and came alive enough to finish it off here in the second.
Yeah, late in the first half, they really extended the lead and took advantage of the turnovers by Central A&M.
Here's a juke here, spinner close to that first down marker. We did have a Brant Professional Agriculture first down on that previous play. Close to his second consecutive one. They're going to mark him a yard short. Get another look at that one. Again, it's that quick out. Receivers doing a good job of establishing that edge there and giving them some blocks, some room.
Yeah, you got to block downfield.
And it's the Griffiths Construction red zone as it's Calhoun bouncing to the right. Looking to get through a couple tackles, and it's Davis and Kralik forcing him out of bounds for another Brant Professional Agriculture first down.
A good run by Central A&M, going to put the ball on about the 3-yard line, so see if they can get in the end zone. Might be a little bit too little too late, but you want to, again, end the game on positive notes and try to carry whatever you can into next week. I hate moral victories, but you can take some positive things away.
And just again capping off a half with a touchdown. They did it in the first half. Unfortunately, just not able to take it into that second half. But again, if you can punch it in here, it makes the score look a little not as bad as you might think originally. Here's Calhoun close to the goal line.
I think he's in. Yeah, touchdown.
That is a SEFCU touchdown for Kwame Calhoun. 35-13 now. Central A&M punches one in late with 1:07 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yep, these Raiders didn't quit. Coach Weekly runs too good of a program to ever see that happen. So we're able to respond there after the St. Teresa touchdown and get in the end zone. Just the clock is not their friend right now.
Jesse onto the field for the extra point.
Almost blocked, but got it in there.
Very, very close. You could hear the crowd almost there on that one. Gets it through. 35-14 in favor of the Bulldogs. They'll be set to receive the kickoff. Adam, at the end of the day, what was the kind of the key moment here for the Bulldogs? What set them in the right motion here?
Honestly, I think it was the interception, whatever we're calling, fumble by Tanner Cox. At that point, it was 28-7. Central A&M's driving down in the third quarter. Cox had enough to not only bat that ball at a Stinger's hand, but to complete the interception and bring it back the other way. They scored a few plays later. No, that was 21-7 at that point. They scored to make it 28-7. I think that was the turning point in our ball game. Central A&M scores there. It's a 7-point game. A lot of momentum on their side. They were inside the red zone when it happened. The turnovers were the name of the game here tonight, and St. Teresa took advantage. Central A&M just didn't take care of the football enough.
And it's hard to win when the other team has more of the ball than you do, and especially when you're losing the possession to them.
Yep. St. Teresa's got a little hands team out here. We'll see what Central A&M pooches it or just kicks it deep.
It is a staff carpet kickoff, and it will be that pooch kick away from everyone. Still picked up effectively by St. Teresa, and they're just going to slide down here. That was Grady Chandler on the return, another freshman. Like you talked about, Adam, some guys, a lot of freshmen got a lot of good playing time today, and now some of them getting a little bit more later on in the game.
Yep. You're building on your future, and again, by week 7, your freshmen aren't freshmen. Your sophomores aren't sophomores anymore. They've probably played enough Friday night football to consider themselves a little bit older. And as a coach, you hope they start to mature a little bit faster. And that's only going to build on their next few years in school. The game slows down essentially for them.
Gavin Paul is going to set up in the victory formation. We'll have to snap it one more time after this to officially wrap this one up. All signs are pointing to a 35-14 final for St. Teresa. And like you said, Adam, a very complete performance here from St. Teresa, taking the ball over, strong defense, as well as a very effective offense.
Yeah, up front, I thought they played very well, both offensively and defensively. Gavin Paul didn't face a ton of duress as he dropped back to pass. And then up front, I thought they played very well on the defensive side of the ball to really slow down the A&M running game. You know, them losing Pearsall so early in this game, I do think affected what their plan might have been going into the game. But great job by St. Teresa to capitalize on the opportunities that were given to them.
Again, a very, very heated rivalry between these two teams, but both teams showing some signs of respect here. Obviously, as a competitive game, as much as we love rivalries, there's nothing better than seeing a well-fought game and no shenanigans afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
And we're going to head to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got some play of the game coming up, as well as our trophy presentations. 35-14 final. St. Teresa taking it here at home over Central A&M. Welcome back to Decatur, Illinois. St. Teresa just capping off a 35-14 victory over their rivals, Central A&M. Right now, we're going to take a look at tonight's Freaky Fast play of the game, brought to you by Jimmy John's. And Adam, it's a heck of a play here. It's a defensive play. You don't see this every day.
It might be the play of the year in my mind. Brett Cleary makes an unbelievable interception there, one-handed, takes it the other way. Only would have made it better if he would have scored, but great job by St. Teresa and an unbelievable catch there by Cleary to get the interception.
Yeah, just a fantastic athletic play there made with the one-handed catch. And we're looking to track down the victory, or the victors, and they ran the wrong way. We're going to do tonight's player of the game. It's brought to you by the Orthopedic Center of Illinois. And who else was it going to be?
Tommy touchdowns tonight, number 22, Tommy Peters. 3 touchdowns on the evening, all through the air. Was really a difference maker for the Bulldogs tonight. Gavin Paul might have been his best friend on the field, delivering the football to him, but he had a great game. Great job by St. Teresa, and your player of the game, number 22, Tommy Peters.
Well, it looks like our Sammy St. Jean has tracked everyone down. We're going to send it down to him with our Orthopedic Center of Illinois player of the game and the CEFCU Champions Trophy presentation. Sammy, take it away.
Yeah, we're going to start with our Orthopedic Center of Illinois player of the game. It's number 22, Tommy Peters. Here's your plaque. Talk to me about that performance for you. 3 touchdowns. What unlocked you tonight?
Homecoming really was a key factor. Homecoming.
Have you ever had that many touchdowns in a game?
No, I haven't had any.
Congratulations on that one. Now, Coach, I got to point to the defense. The takeaways really, I feel like, separated you guys today. What did you execute on that side of the ball today?
I'll tell you what, we finally got it done. Guys just did their job. We played a lot of man-to-man tonight, gave ourselves an option to, go mano and mano, and our guys lived up to it. Great job, boys. Way to be!
Now that means we got one more thing, guys. Here's your trophy presentation. Yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. And that was our CEFCU Champions Trophy presentation. The victors, St. Teresa, winning this one 35-14 over Central A&M. So, for Spencer Davis and Adam Anderson, next week, CEFCU's Friday Night Showdown presented by Bob Writing's Family of Dealerships brings you week 6. We're going to be in Moreau-Forsyth, where we've got a heck of a game between Williamsville and Moreau-Forsyth. That's next Friday right here on CW23. Adam, anything to add?
No, a great game here tonight. 2 great programs. Excited for the St. Teresa Bulldogs, and I'm looking forward to that big Sangamo matchup up at Moreau-Forsyth next weekend.
All right, well, that's all we've got tonight. Thank you to our sponsors, thank you to our crew, and thank you for watching. That's all we've got from CEFCU Friday Night Showdown, presented by Bob Writing's Family of Dealerships.